Hello, everybody.
We'll lick your
I'm
wounds first.
I'm in charge again. And we're D&D Boyband, a group of friends that all like to play D&D Pretty Boys, because apparently it's not fantasy unless everyone's hot. This is the original D&D campaign set in the critical role world of Exandria, taking place about 10 years after the events of CR1, more like 11 years now. And the group have been all over the place. They've saved the world on multiple occasions, and because of their incredibly poor people skills, most people they interact with hate them, and they have received no credit for any of these adventures.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
However,
no regrets.
they have returned after freeing Geb and leaving him in the arms of his true follower, Rasha, and
beloved.
have gone to the Galverdane household to find that Siegfried is unconscious, and Heinrich still conscious and seems irate, but not affected by the destruction and imprisonment of the Aboleth Queen and the release of Geb. The group are now perhaps going to deal with their former party member and all-round rapscallion and rascal Ghost, who has become the avatar of Kaifon and is threatening to break Aku's connection with his quarry spirit and plunge the world into eternal darkness. Standard,
Sorry, I thought
standard
you were,
evil.
I thought you were gonna say, and he's threatening to break Aku's legs.
I mean, he probably is as well.
Yeah, gonna break your fucking legs.
Try.
Aku's gonna fuck him up.
Oh,
I'm Dungeon Master Jamie, and joining me tonight are the Spice Boys, minus Clued, unfortunately, who
Hi.
is in Mordor fighting her own demons.
And winning.
alright.
We are trying
Yeah.
to tell her to cast it into the fire, and she's keeping hold of the ring, so I think she
She's
might be in
anyone's
the chat, so-
surprise.
It's what
Yeah, no.
she deserves it if she wants it.
Yeah.
Can have it.
First of all, let me introduce Eski as Zug. Hello. Sai as Aku.
Hello.
Luke as Ascor.
It's your boy.
Not based on me. Erin as Hayden.
Hello.
And Hannah as aka Lady Cakes, aka Casadius. Before we begin, do we have any announcements?
We do actually. For the first time in weeks, we do have announcements. So the first both of them are very similar. We have created a Tumblr account. So if you use Tumblr, feel free to go follow us on D&D Boyband, same URL that we use everywhere else. We are planning on using it as a platform to cross-post all of the amazing artwork that we have about our campaign. I've started queuing up a bunch of posts, but I haven't released them from my drafts quite yet, so you'll see content on there soon. But there's a couple of lovely images of Rasha and Barnes on there that we've reblogged from Clued already, so you can go see that. And the other platform announcement is we have joined Hive. So if you guys have noticed the mass exodus from Twitter recently, and you're wondering where to go, it seems that people are all migrating over to Hive right now. So we've set up an account, and you can go follow us on there, also at D&D Boyband. And not quite sure how we're going to use it yet. It might become our Twitter replacement if Twitter goes on fire and never returns, which I'm kind of hoping it does. We shall see what happens. So yeah, that's it. That's the announcements. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah, Twitter is burning.
Yeah.
It's okay. Microservices aren't important, whatever they are.
That awkward moment
I'm
when you
not
can't
normally,
get into
like-
your 2FA.
Yeah, I'm not normally. I don't know enough about coding to enjoy r/programming humor, but it's been pretty funny with all of Elon's tweets.
Yeah.
Anyway, to go up to speed, as I said last week, the group came back from having defeated Aboleth, Aboleth, Mega Aboleth, Queen Aboleth, and come back to Imon, have left Geb to be healed and looked after by Rasha in the Silvercut Crossroads, and have come back to the House of Galverdane and have scoped out the area, figured out that Siegfried has collapsed and is unresponsive. Askel decided not to kill him after sneaking in. And you are all now in Askel's bathroom, I believe. And I believe your next thing was to go to let Percy know that you had been successful and to reunite with Kaz's parents before going on to find more from the Kalashtar. So, Is there anything you guys would do or want to roleplay before leaving to go to see Percy in Imon's Palace on the Cloudtop District?
Not from me.
Yeah, no, for me.
As you're walking through the city, you're all got your eyes and ears out for any sign that ghosts is summoning deep beneath the city has any effect. Could I have a perception check from everybody as you're walking?
Yes, let me get up my character sheet, which I definitely had open. It's fine.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's a 17 from me.
It's a healthy 16 from me.
Ooh.
10.
That's
I
a
noticed nothing.
5.
5.
Divion, come on, stop being weird. Come on.
Initially, I was like, as a guard, surely Zug should have better perception because you know,
21 from me.
like
21.
guard should notice things. But then I realized that it's actually more lore accurate if he doesn't notice anything, which is like every other NPC
Nothing.
guard in any game ever.
So as you're
Stormtrooper
walking towards the
syndrome.
Cloudwatch Palace, it's mid-afternoon, approaching into evening, and Aku, you don't see anything. Eyes focused moving forward. The rest of you, though, you can't help but feel like your eyes are playing trick on you. It's almost like you look and you think you see Ghost's face, and then you kind of whip back around and just a normal person. But Casadius, slightly with higher perception, you pause and think you know that Ghost's face is there for the briefest of seconds, kind of as a visage in front of people as they walk around.
Just in front of every person?
Not everyone, just the odd one, enough to kind of catch your eye, and then as it does, disappear.
Your buddy Ghost, he looked kind of like Roman, didn't he?
Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharper, pointier, right?
Mm.
Like this, and he like points to his sharky teeth.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
more-
Yeah. They're both very purple.
Is anyone else seeing this, or am I going insane from?
The rest of you thought you caught out the corner of your eye, whipped round, and saw that that was just a normal person, and you thought your eyes must be playing tricks on you.
I think we're just being paranoid.
I'm still here.
I don't think that's what this is. This is.
I
Is it
thought I
every
saw
person
a
I'm
ghost.
looking at, Jamie?
I mean, ghost.
I mean, he's like 10 foot tall now, no? Like, we'd
Sorry,
notice
Hannah.
him if he was here.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear your question, Hannah. Sorry.
Is it like every person? Like
No,
near,
no,
like,
no,
is
no,
it
it's-
is it lingering?
No,
when
the
he
second
looks?
you notice it and you look, it seems to revert back to someone's face. But you, with that role and how good you are at thing, know that this isn't like a coincidence. It's not your eyes playing tricks on you.
Can I do an Arcana roll to see if I can kind of
Yes.
guesstimate what's happening? That's a dirty 20.
30-20. You think it's probably, you reason it out and you think it's probably some kind of illusion. It's probably not that these people are all actually ghosts. It's probably some illusion that's done there. And given that the way it's being presented as well, good your thing, and the fact it's caught everyone's eye, you imagine it's meant to put you on the unease rather than threaten you. Well, so threaten you, but put you on ease, but nothing is like happening to these people. It's an illusion in front of their face.
Your buddy Ghost, do you like to fuck with people? Is that like a thing?
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, that's his middle name.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
I think
Ghost, fuck with people. What was his second name again?
Everthil?
Everthil, yes. That was his full name.
Parents had interesting taste in names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's fucking with us right now. I think it looks like an illusion or something, but every time I try and look again, it's gone. But if he seems to like
Well,
messing with people's
are they
heads,
acting weird?
not that I can see. I'm pretty good at judging when people have been like charmed and stuff. What with being able to cast a few of those sorts of spells myself, and doesn't seem to be the people that are affected.
Well, if he shows his face, I'll fuck with him.
Well, we know he's here because he showed up when we were fighting Pisca Thesis or whatever the fuck she's called.
Yeah, well, next time he shows up, I'm not going to be half dead.
Yeah.
And then I'll fuck with him.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if
mean-
he's back, what are we going to do about him? Come on.
Well, speaking of the Everthills, maybe we should contact Roman and let him know that Ghost is here, because I thought Ghost was trying to screw with the Divine Gate, right? So why
Fuck
is
with
he in
the
a
tree.
mon? Yeah. So if he's here, I'm kind of worried if he's maybe finished his job with the tree and
Barnes, look, I can go. I need to see Vespin anyway, so I can go warn them that he might have moved off, and maybe they found something. I can research it.
yeah, that'd be good.
It's time to go check the tree. Make sure it's okay.
I'm sure they're watching it.
Can you send us a message as soon as you know what's going on?
I will do. And you see Barnes kind of sits off to the side and says, "Good luck with your parents, and I'll see you in a bit." And Casadius and kind of begins chalking down the teleportation circle on the ground. As you go along, and you notice it seems to have been spoken about, it's less frequent. It's still there on occasion, but as you're walking towards the palace, it almost entirely disappears, and all of you, slightly on edge, approach the Cloudtop Palace, and you kind of knock on the door, and the same guardsman's there, and two of them outside, and back already?
Wait, how long were we gone for?
Yeah, well, there was no light down there. We haven't really got a concept of how long we were under.
About 3 days.
Damn, no wonder I feel so tired. Or felt so tired. I just had no sleep, actually.
3 days. Huh.
Days.
Well, yes, we are back so soon.
Time to see Mr. DeRolo again? Councilman DeRolo? Yes?
Mr. DeRolo,
Mr. Rolo.
what's your
Late.
rank, soldier?
Captain.
Captain. Well, I recommend you show a little respect to the DeRolos.
Apologies. It's been a long night. Someone has been setting fires, copying what happened to a certain theatre. It's been straining for me and my men, but it's no excuse for disrespect. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's really awful what happened to that theater. Really hope to catch those guys.
Yeah, bastard arsonists.
Yeah, no
Oh.
one respects the arts anymore.
What other buildings have been set on
Everyone
fire?
knows
Not
it
a-
was you.
What? What are you talking about?
Hold
we
on,
didn't
that's
set it-
ridiculous.
we
didn't
accusation.
set it
on
My
fire.
father
You-
donates ample amounts
But you had
all the
you
arts.
but you had immunity. It's fine. We understand. It's not your
Okay,
fault.
but-
People are
You should be
copying.
careful spreading that gossip around, Mr. Captain, sir.
Hey, it wasn't us who set it on fire. It was actually someone else that we were trying to kill.
And
So,
and
technically
Yeah,
it
we,
wasn't
we
us.
put the fire out, in fairness. We did a
Exactly.
pretty good job at that,
Yeah.
actually.
I may be many things, but I'm not an arsonist.
Look, this plague, the issue is the migration. It's caused a lot of refugees to be here. A lot of people are desperate, and I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that talking amongst people in the know, it makes you look strange when you're denying something that everybody knows you did.
Now
Or
he's
at least
blaming
for a part of.
refugees.
I never said
That is not
denying
acceptable.
it. I plead the fifth.
When
What's
resources
fifth?
are scarce, people do
and I'll
crazy
plead the
things.
6th.
It's
I
a-
plead
it's a
the
law
eighth.
thing. People say it.
Good
People
one.
say it a lot when we arrest them. I'm not 100% sure what it means. Just means that apparently we're not allowed to make them talk. Bullshit.
What other
Look.
places have been set on fire, Mr. Captain, sir?
A couple of the temples, a couple of other places where it's considered those were having not as bad a time as others were gathering, casinos, parties, other theaters, places that the
Temples.
upper echelons
Have,
of
have
Amon.
we
Temples,
accidentally created like a surf uprising in
They
the city?
have no
Not-
respect. None.
not entirely. I think that things are tense. It just requires a small bit of timber and lighting, and well, who knows what happens. But things are calmer now. Why I'm quite so tired, and why I slipped up, and for which I apologize. Anyway, Gregory, can you please go get Mr. Rolo? So you were successful, I presume?
DeRolo?
Sorry, Counselor Dorolo, I need to
Long
take a
night. Zug just claps him on the shoulder.
kind of embraces him. Thank you. And Gregory, should I let him know you were successful, or you've returned to let me know this is going to get worse?
We were successful. Technically,
In the thing he sent us down there to do.
I don't
we
know
were
what that is.
successful.
I'm fine. Wonderful. I'm sure.
Let's just say a bit of column A and a bit of column B.
And some will
I'm
call it
getting
C, but we're
very
not even
mixed
sure
messages.
what. Yeah.
You know, when you stop one problem, others just pop up. But that doesn't mean you haven't solved the first problem.
Right.
Anyway, soldier, go get some rest.
Like when you do the washing and realize that all your clothes have holes in them.
Exactly. Just like that.
Yes. Well, and the stout cans are safe to your. I know that be on your minds, and they've been wonderful guests, very polite, and a lot better than expected, honestly, given all of your reputations.
Hey, my parents are nothing to do with all of this. They're just their own little. As long as they're okay.
Sometime you are beckoned inside to the Cloudwatch Palace, into the central kind of previously the royal chamber, but now just the central meeting room with a large glass dome, and you can see the waning evening sky up above you. And gathered in front of you is Percy DeRolo, as well as sorry, let me just remind myself, Council. I can't remember her name, which is really bad. Uriel's daughter, who you met. Sika, Odessa tal'dorei, Allura,
What a name.
Vysoren, and Keyleth are all, well, I suppose, proper title, Ambassador of the Ashari. And Mr. Dorolo goes, I suppose you've come to announce victory, I hope? Welcome back. How did it go?
It was tough. I feel like I died, but he kind of looks at his own hands. Apparently not.
They're feeling all too well.
Mm.
So come, regale us. Did you find your Aboleth Queen? Is the plague over? What happened?
Zug just kind of gestures awkwardly to the rest of the party. I'm not very good at this. Somebody else take over.
I mean, is the plague we over? We couldn't really tell from down there. It should be, right? We took her out, right?
You were successful.
We managed to, well, kind of scratches his head. We managed to free a god and imprison the big squid lady. Not squid, Aboleth. That's the one.
Now, hold on, Zug. You're being too generous. I wasn't a god that we unleashed down there, but
a god,
yes.
a god. Are you sure? Kind of Keyleth, as you all know, very druidic, red-haired, tall, half-elven figure, who most of you would know from being a fairly legendary member of Vox Machina. Did you say a god?
Yes, like an older god, like an ancient god.
Not again.
No, he's a
Really?
good one. He's a good guy. He's not bad. It's fine. He's not going to cause any problems. Other than making things a bit gold, which I don't see as a problem.
Allura kind of takes a staff and folds it into. And where have you left this god you freed?
Zug once again turns. Did we leave the god? Where did we leave? Geb.
Askel
He's with
walks
Rasha.
forwards,
He's with
puts
Rasha.
a hand on Zug's shoulder, and just just a little U-bend, walks him round, walks him back into the fold of the group. Looks at him, two little pats and a smile on his back.
How are you? Are you all standing in a row before these people, or are you just like doing a little huddle now?
I think
Typical
Zug, like,
antisocial
we
huddle.
walked in the room, and Zug probably walked in like as one of the first couple. You know, just a bit like he's a quick walker, so he was slightly ahead, and then felt like he had to talk, and now he's probably been walked back a little bit.
They're now just standing in a row, awkwardly looking at each other as kind of Askell pulls you back. Like,
Yeah.
so yes, where did you leave this god you freed?
With our friend Rasha, who's
His #1 fan.
like a cleric of that god. So we figured, what better person to leave him with?
And where is Russia now?
Temple, right?
Yeah.
Which temple was it?
It was Silvercut Crossroads.
He's in the silver.
The Silvercut Crossroads, just over
Yeah.
over there.
There.
And you
Mhm.
see
Yeah, the
Percy
magic
kind of
temple.
turn to Allura. Allura kind of sighs. You see her snap her fingers, and you see her vanish.
He's really nice.
Yeah, he was really.
He's really nice.
Yeah.
Don't kill him. or
Look,
anything.
the
No,
god
it was
appears
quite
to
hard
be
to say.
benevolent in every
I'm-
way. He's an artisan. All
Look,
I want
I'm
to say
sure
is you're
you're
jumping
all-
to conclusions.
Intelligent enough to realize the threat a new god this side of the Divine Gate poses, and we simply need to assess the threat.
Oh, I don't
Well,
think
he's
he's
actually
new.
not
He's been
new.
around a while.
He was
Yeah,
also
what he
always
said.
the side of the divine gate.
He's
Then
actually
a
been under
free-
Amon this entire time.
Yeah.
Then a free god.
I guess he wasn't free. Yeah, he wasn't free.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
yeah.
it's really expensive to join the Church of Geb. You have to, so I wouldn't say he's free. It's more of a you have to pay a
No,
toll
no, it's
fee.
more just like a.
Is it one of those things
He
where
was a
you
prison.
give some money and then you find
It's-
other followers who
it's
give
like-
more money?
Yeah, it's like it's a golden pyramid.
No,
scheme.
it's not.
Yeah.
That's very rude.
Actually,
my
that's
God,
called
actually.
multi-level marketing.
Oh,
Multi-level bullshit. That's not true. He's
Look,
besmirching
We're just
my God.
taking the relevant precautions. If this is the one that your friend worshipped, and it is indeed a positive force for good, then I am glad. And you sealed the Aboleth god away. I think that is the most pertinent question. That threat is resolved.
To a degree.
Yeah, it's mostly
To what
resolved.
degree?
Well, he was. He turns again, but as he speaks out, like as if like trying to encourage people to finish his sentence. He was the
He
prison
was
himself. A prison.
he was
He made a prison.
freed. We defeated his captor, Nemesis.
Yes, who
Which
was
were
very
fast.
bad.
Yep.
It was a Hayden.
what? You want me to finish?
I thought you were going to say something. Do
No.
you have something to say?
No, not at all.
It's times like this I realize quite how much Barnes
we-
used to speak for us.
We were able to free Geb whilst trying to defeat the Aboleth that he was creating a cage out of his own power to try and control it.
For the
and keep
queen of the
keep it-
Aboleths, not just
Yeah,
any Aboleth.
yeah.
the queen of all Aboleths. So he was
Yeah,
turning himself and his own power into a cage, and the only way to
But she was
destroy
breaking
the
out.
Aboleth queen was to free Geb, or she would
Mhm.
have just continued to ebb
But
away at
is
him until there was no
destroyed,
cage.
still imprisoned, free. What state is this creature in?
Still imprisoned
Yeah.
under Amon.
Yeah.
Where she originally was.
Wonderful.
What they said. But don't
You
free
might
her
Glad
because
we
she's
Send-
finally got there. I'm not planning on freeing her.
oh, cool.
Good. And if you do go down there, maybe send a few more people. It was yeah, it was surprisingly hostile.
That was pretty rough.
Yeah.
I don't
so
think if the plague subsides, I'm happy to take your word that you have caused it, and that this creature, safely secured away. And once Allura has finished her investigations, I hope we will have answers from someone who is able to provide them.
That sounds like a great plan.
and
Yeah, this is above my pay grade. I don't know.
Not.
I have a question. When you're done
I often have answers.
okay. When you're done the investigation and everything's good, do we get a reward?
So I kind of just like shoots a really confused look.
What?
Your reward
Stop the
is
time.
knowing that you have done good for this city and these people, and I can't even continue. Of course, if you have gone down to the city, imprisoned a god, freed a good force, and stopped the plague, you will have saved many lives. You will have reduced the stress on me and people around me, extended my lifespan by several years, I'm quite certain.
Oh.
You will be in, the city, myself, Imon, nations of tal'dorei will be in your debt.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but you're
However-
not just going to give us like a key or a keep or something, right? Because I don't think we really need one of those.
Well,
I've heard that's a really big trend in this region.
Actually,
Running out of keeps. There's a lot of cropped up recently.
Well, if you have like a little cottage in the woods somewhere, because like I kind of want to retire soon, so
Hey, I'll take a castle.
I don't want a castle. It's too big. It's like
Oh.
a little cottage.
Look, I am sure that people such as yourselves, if what you've achieved, should continue serving, but be comfortable in doing so. I'm sure that if you freed a god, ended a plague ravaging the continent, the council and I, and looks at the others and they kind of nod, do whatever we can to reward you suitably. It will just take some time to ascertain all of your claims, as I'm sure you're aware.
I think we kind of
That's a
already
good point.
discussed that I kind of just needed transport to Craghammer for my parents, right? That's all I really need out of this situation.
That's the least you can expect. Your parents are fine, as I'm sure the guard relate to you.
That's a good result.
Thanks.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't been able to spend a huge amount of time with them, despite numerous requests from your mother, who is a delightful woman.
Yeah, she's really big on celebrity culture. I'm really sorry about that.
Yes, I believe I've signed several autographs.
Oh, several?
Several. I'm not sure if she's forgotten or is planning on selling them, but at
Hey,
least 5.
Hayden suddenly flips open his bag of holding and fishes out a piece of paper. Actually, can I can I get an autograph?
Not the time.
He said you could sell them.
You can have one of my mom's ones. She doesn't need like 5.
No, I wouldn't want to take from your family, Casadius. They're good folk.
Is at this point you kind of see the doors kind of shine open and in strides, really, as much as her short legs will carry her, Kaz's mum, and Will behind in a wheelchair, Kaz's dad. And you see her kind of, Kaz's dad has got like muffins kind of stacked on, and he's kind of like eating them and looking up kind of a tiny bit. Kaz goes, Kaz, they told me you were back. And you see her run over and give you like a great, and like somehow, despite her height, jumps up and like flings her arms around your neck, and you see him kind of like swinging around a tiny bit.
He's already stooping
And-
when she runs towards
Oh,
him.
and
just
you
ready
kind
to
of
catch.
like kissing you on the side. And
Okay,
like,
okay,
I was so
oh.
worried. They said you'd be gone, and now you're back, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
All right, cool,
Okay.
cool.
Safe and sound.
While he's hugging her, this is gonna be one of the sneakiest things he's ever
Yeah.
done. Is the letter that he wrote anywhere on her person that he can feel? Because he did put a note not to open it unless he
Yes,
didn't come home.
It is on
from-
her. Yes,
Can he feel it?
you can
Trying
feel it
to, surely.
with your passive investigation. Yeah,
Can he try and swipe it?
make a sleight of hand check.
Oh god! I mean, is this a disadvantage because this is his mum? Like, she knows he's good at stealing things.
Yep.
All right, let me set disadvantage. Oh no. Okay, roll twice. Oh god. Okay, that's a good roll. She's never gonna know. It was double 25. She's never gonna know.
Okay, double 25. You slip it away, and she has
She's gonna
no
know.
idea. However, as you snip it away and look at it, the seal has been broken.
No.
He'll put it right back where he found it. He's not stealing it if she read it. Oh, okay, okay, Mom, you can get down now. Okay, that's enough kisses. Okay, there are
Oh.
cool people in this room, Mom. There are political entities.
I know, they're a big deal. I mean, your father, and you sit to kind of your father looks up and kind of you see him try to get to his feet.
Oh, hey,
and,
Pop, don't worry, don't worry. In the castle, get down on one knee next to the wheelchair and give his dad a hug.
kind of hugs you back and then looks like a little tiny bit dazed, but is smiling a little bit and kind of offers you a muffin and says,
Thanks.
I think we've missed you a little bit.
Oh, I've missed you too, Dad.
And
Just puts his
Yes.
hand over his dad's. takes the muffin.
No.
Can you see?
Right.
You can see Keeler from the air, sure, over there, right?
But I kind of whips round. It's like, oh, thank you for keeping them safe. And then picks out a piece of paper and menacingly approaches
Oh
Keelan.
god! Cass chases her.
Just as you kind
Can we
of step
not?
in the
Can we
middle,
not?
he's like, oh, no, fine, I don't really write.
I am so sorry, miss. Just thanks.
Thank you. As you can see, safe and sound, and I'll send word immediately to Craghammer to assess the situation and if the plague is over, and if so, they'll be on the first Zeppelin over.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Lord Derola. Very much appreciated.
Percy is fine.
Prissy. Cass is stowing that friendship away for future use.
And Tika Rodessa kind of looks at you each. Oh, hell, I checked in on Lorien while you were gone. He didn't seem to know where you'd been. What are your plans, and how are your family, Ascor?
Oh, they're well, just politics is stressful and they're doing well.
Yes, I believe after some investigation, it's been found that obviously, Sidfrena Balano was not suitable. Given the current situation, we aren't sure if another election is wise. So I think we might, the council's decided that we may be appointing your father as interim Council of Commerce anyways. I suppose your opinion is as valid as anybody else's. What is your opinion on the matter?
Oh, that's wonderful news. Of course, I suspected nothing else eventually. What's the time frame we're looking at here?
There's not much need for, there's always need for commerce, but not much organized commerce at the moment. Once the aftermath of the plague, plans are put in place, I'm sure that will be announced within, optimistically, 2 to 3 weeks.
Sounds wise.
Was like nudges
This
Ascor
month.
with a big thumbs up. Congratulations.
Thank you, Zach.
I have heard that your brother has taken rather unwell. Have you visited?
Oh, of course. You
We've lost.
know how these
No.
things.
No.
You
You're
know me
back
right?
now.
He's
You're
back.
back now.
Three,
Or
two,
not.
one.
Oh, he's going
No.
again.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Rip.
Yeah.
Nope.
Back in a
He's
second.
gone.
Gone permanently.
Thought you're the DM. Go, go, go.
No, not again.
Oh, not
We
anymore.
all get 300
Hello there.
gold.
No.
Hello
Too
there.
late.
Do you read me? Thumbs up.
Yes. Yeah. Good now.
All right, chilling. We'll be chilling. Remind me where we at.
So you just been asked if you've been to see your brother. No.
Oh,
Wrong time to
no.
roleplay with Luke.
That is unfortunate.
Aboleth got your tongue. Okay, back. There you go. Try again.
He's back. He's back.
He's Pakistan.
He's moving. We
No.
Voldemort's
come
back.
back, Luke.
Try again.
I'm talking right now. Let me know immediately if you can hear me.
We can hear you
Yeah.
right away.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. Fantastic. All right. Where are we at?
The
You've
start
just
of
been
the sentence.
asked. Yeah, you've just been asked whether or not you've been to see your brother.
Oh, of course. But you know how the saying goes. There's something going around, as they say. He'll be fine in no time. Also, he does have some preparation to do. It's a big deal for my family.
Well, I hope he makes a full recovery soon. I want to talk to him about some of the documents we found in Kari and the other people's personal possessions to do with mining rights and the Cinder Scar.
Anything you'd care to share?
Of course. I believe that he was planning to sell direct access to Kari and Associates
Pretty
once
big
he'd cleared
venture.
it out. Obviously, that's extremely valuable, and we'd need to properly assess who to give it to at any point. They'd need to be trustworthy. And Kari didn't quite fit that mold. And yet, I believe your brother was
course.
proceeding. Now, these simply could have been negotiations. There was nothing confirmed. It would just be nice to talk to, get it from the horse's mouth.
Of course, I'll pull on the stirrups.
Thank you. Percy steps back in. At this point, of course, we have a lot of investigating to do and a lot of cleanup, as I'm sure. But if what you're saying is true, and this is all going to be over soon, I do not want to have it misconstrued, but we are incredibly grateful. You are all more than welcome to stay here in security until the situation is more clarified, as Mr. and Mrs. Stoutcare. No, not another one. Very kind of you. Very flattered. But is there anything you require from me? Or else I shall summon you when the situation is clearer.
Do you have a way of us getting to Rasona quickly?
Does your friend does your friend Barnes not teleport? I thought that was how you were planning on get there. I know he's been traveling backwards and forwards.
I think he went ahead of us.
Wait, we need to go to Rashona too.
Do we?
Oh wait, do we not?
I thought the plan was to go to the Savalirwood.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was nearby.
No.
I don't know where that is.
Backtrack, guys, backtrack. Ignore me.
You're nervous. You're word vomiting. Don't worry.
Percy asked, "Is there anything else you want?" And Hayden stood there, dead silent, did not say anything.
No, stop looking at Allura. She's making you uncomfortable.
Allura's gone.
Oh God.
No wonder.
So your plan is to remain here until the situation is resolved, or do you have other business?
You guys had stuff to take care of, didn't you?
Hayden looks pointedly at Aku.
Well, I thought we were going to go and do some research on Ghost and potentially follow up on that. He gives like eyes to everyone in the group and looks pointedly at the other people in the room.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Does Mr. Percy know about Ghost?
No, who is Ghost?
Oh no.
He's an asshole.
He's a.
I've met many.
problem. He's,
I've been
this
called
one's-
it many times.
This one's particularly bad.
He kind of like looks to. Oh God. Barnes is the usual person he would turn to ask.
Barnes can't save you now.
Oh no. Hayden looks to Zug and then to Cassadius and then to Asker and to the Aku and be like, "Oh no, there's no one here I can actually ask for permission. I guess we'll just tell you about Ghost then. If that's a good idea, I guess it's a good idea. We're gonna tell you now."
Is it going to be my immediate problem in the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Quite potentially.
It probably already is your problem.
Is it
I mean, he
something
was
I
already-
can do
he was-
something about?
He was causing
Yeah, of
trouble on the
course.
walk here,
Yeah.
so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do something about it.
Right.
Okay, so basically,
Just show 2 seconds and you see him go to the cabinet. He pulls out some whiskey and pours a big glass. Comes back and like downs it. Another one.
okay, so we used to travel with this guy called Ghost.
Proper
That's-
dickhead.
A very edgy name, I'm sure.
I know.
And well, it wasn't his real name. What was his real name? again?
Really?
Lenya.
Alenia. That was it.
Prick. His real name was Prick.
So
Strong emotions, Zug.
Well, you know, you would do if you knew what he'd done.
So
Which you're about to
basically,
find out.
he told us that his brother had been trapped in like another plane of existence, and he needed to do a dangerous ritual in order to get his brother back from where he was trapped. And because we'd traveled with him for like months, we all believed him, and we thought, oh yeah, we're gonna help our friend get his brother back. It's gonna be dangerous, but it'll be worth it because friendship and stuff. Turns out that was not the case. Well, I mean, his brother was trapped in another plane, but that's another story. But the ritual was actually to ascend to become the avatar of an ancient elder evil called Kaifon. And
Thanks again.
so we accidentally helped with that against our knowledge, but please, we regret it. And anyway, I'm not the storyteller of the group, guys. Why are you leaving this to me?
In summary, there is a eldritch being on this plane.
Yep.
With great power.
Yep.
And great danger.
And no responsibility.
And he's like really beefy now. Like he used to just be kind of like his height, and he kind of gestures at Casadius. And now he's like 8 foot tall and like the size of like 2 carriages across. Like
Just
Still a
to
big-
note, while this
see
conversation is happening, Casadius is distracting his dad with the muffin.
And you see Casadius as your mum tugs on your sleeve. It is like, is this the story to your new play?
If she's read the letter, he's like,
around with one eyebrow raised.
Yeah, no, your
like,
insight check. You can be like,
can I insight check?
Yeah.
100%, because I know what was in that letter. That's a 19.
you look into your mum's eyes, and you see that she knows she's lying, but she feels it's important to you that the pretense continues.
oh my god, bless.
No, Mom, this isn't anything to do with the play.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay. I can kind of like pat you a little bit. Kind of hugs your leg and is like, I'm very proud of you.
You see everyone looking in their direction will just see Casadius like stand up a bit taller, taking a deep breath, and like almost hold it like he's trying not to cry.
Then the camera pans back to Hayden flailing as he's trying to explain to Percival Derolo. So anyway, basically, we accidentally destroyed, well, we didn't destroy, but we kind of broke a bit of the Divine Gate when we were destroying the Wand of Orcus.
Okay, stop.
And
Wait,
Stop.
what? We did that?
I'm almost at the end of the story.
The more you talk, the more I worry it's going to end with the end of the world.
Well, probably, which is why it's your problem as well.
Probably. It's not going to be probably. The world's
I
not going
mean-
to end, Mr. Rollo. We're fine.
Okay,
yeah, because
what
we're
do
gonna
you,
stop
okay,
them.
fine. What do you need from me to solve this problem? I have enough of my own. Is this person here? Are they far away?
Well, we thought he was in, well, the last we heard, he was like wanting to take over the Kalashtar. So I thought he was
I've
in.
never heard of those people. Who are they?
For people that live near the Savalirwood, we're thinking of going there just to check if Ghost has had any impact on their community yet. Just to tick it off the list before we try and approach Ghost and solve the problems that we've made ourselves. That's really the only thing that needs to be said here.
Yeah.
Sounds like a sensible start, and takes another swig.
But they're like not just any type of people, they're like connected like a hive mind of people. So if okay, anyway,
What Hayden's trying to say is we have reason to believe that this ghost may be trying to influence the populace of Amman. We've seen around in the townsfolk's faces. Quick little comment there, if we can get some fire beats coming through on the fire beat machine.
I'm working on it.
Askell continues, we've reason to believe that there may be some influence on the populace here of Amman, the good people, the great people of Amman, from Ghost. If you happen
we
to
should
see this face, and Haskell uses prestidigitation at 0 level, and creates the visage in his
Of
hand
Ghost.
of Ghost. Minor illusion,
You
rather.
see kind of the branches and twigs of keyless dress kind of twist down, and you see kind of the visage appear, but slightly more solid in nature, kind of appear in her hands, like this. It looks like this.
Yeah, just like that.
And does it look like him?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay.
Where'd you see him?
No, that's what just did it.
Oh, sorry, I thought.
You kind of see her kind of break it off, and Percy kind of hands it out to someone standing nearby, like attending, goes, "Have posters made of this, and be alerted not to approach this individual, but and he is sighted, have him reported to me or to me immediately."
If I may, sir, perhaps in the interest of public hysteria, it may be something to keep relatively low key, but front of mind among the security service.
Say he's the one starting the fires, not that he's what Hayden described him as.
That's
Perfect.
a great
Fires.
idea.
Perfect.
Yep.
And do not approach under any circumstances, presumably armed.
Yeah, and yeah,
But tell him if you do approach, kick him in the balls.
really hard.
Yeah.
He's armed.
And you
he's
see him, like, the
influential.
guy's like, should we delete that last bit? Scribble it out, please.
So kind of just shrugs a bit, like, as if he
But
doesn't see it.
again, I'll reiterate: control is perhaps his greatest threat right now.
That's fine. We'll try to be on the lookout. Obviously, things are a bit chaotic at the moment, so maybe some control would be useful. So the Kalashtar, that's where you're going to investigate.
Yeah.
Is that something you're able to do on your own, or do you need assistance?
Well, of course, we're going to need the resources, so that will be a ample sum of gold required.
What on earth would you need gold for?
Well, they're the supplies. They are we like to invest in local businesses, so we'll be hiring private guides. There are many reasons.
Hayden turns to Zug. Do we still have the tents that we used to have, or did those get destroyed?
Give me 1 second to check my character sheet. See if I'm still carrying a bunch of tents.
Maybe like some snacks and some
I
gold.
definitely have that.
And
I do not have the amulet of the plains anymore, Sag.
but you don't have
Counselor, we wouldn't like to bother you any longer with such thoughts. Of course,
No, he doesn't have the tents anymore, is he?
these
I
can
lost
all
them.
be paid for. The stress can be alleviated just through the process of gold itself.
or maybe
Very well.
Vox Machina
Casalia-
can help us fight Ghost. He
You're
smiles
going on a
awkwardly.
fact-finding mission. When you find your facts, return. We can discuss appropriate help.
Oh. I can't believe that worked. He like says to Casadus.
If you need a sum, I'm sure Talia would notice around 10,000 going missing.
10,000. Well, we've had a quote already from a couple of key players in the industry, and we suspect it's going to come to it's a very low cost, just 15,000 gold per individual in the party currently.
Cool. I think this is a moment where we take what we are given and move on.
Yeah, I think we don't.
Well, hold on. This is a matter of national security. There's no limit to the budget when it comes to national security. You can't put a price on safety.
Fine. 15, fine.
Each?
Just
Damn.
no, not each.
All together, I think is what he meant.
Oh.
Although,
1, 2.
I'm
But
kidding.
you will report back to me immediately as soon as you discover something.
Of course, of course. What we'll do is we'll take the 15, we will invest ourselves, and we will just present you with the the bill after the expenses.
Fine. Transport. Are you capable of getting there yourself, or do you need assistance?
Can you hook us up with a teleportation circle?
Do you know the nearest town to the Savalirwood?
Hayden looks at Aku.
Or city, or circle?
No.
Would we?
Well,
Would
I
anyone?
mean, okay, like the nearest village.
So the nearest village would be either Shady Creek Run, or Skagaden, which is far to the north.
Skagaden!
It would-
Skagaden!
It would probably be Shady Creek Run.
Sounds like a really great place to go.
DM, is there a resource I can find out anything more about a place called Skagaden?
Yes. It's called the Wild
Please
Mount
send that
Survival
to me.
Guide, and I've got it.
Give me everything you got about Skagden. I'm going to make a character from there, straight up.
Okay.
Wee Scottish lad from Skagden.
It's the home of the goblin tribes in the Crystal Sand.
Oh my god, amazing.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So, well, if you, we can research the closest, or if any of you know the area well, we can attempt a teleportation spell. So it's up to you.
I would say I remember the area fairly well.
Very well, Keyleth, could you summon one of your druids, please? Okay, and you see her kind of close her eyes for a second, and they're on their way. And he kind of like throws his arms open. Well, what are you hoping to find out? Defeat, history, nature? No, not another one. You know, I would say that we set objectives and knew what we were doing at all times, and that this is disconcerting, but actually this is quite familiar. Strangely comforting how little idea any of you have about what is about to happen.
Well, it would be easy if we did.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Look, I mean, I think the plan is we go to the Savalirwood, right? We look around, you talk to your people, right, Aku? That's
I don't know if we had a
so you
plan as
remember.
such. Well, I mean, unless anyone has anything else that they want to do here, I imagine that would be the next step, given this was brought up before. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I just want to make sure my parents are all set up and okay before we go, and then I'll get to...
They are more than welcome to stay here.
Oh, thanks.
They've been wonderful house guests, and you see you see her and your mum is beaming, and like nudges you a little bit.
Good job. Pats her on the head.
I've been drawing still. Some
Having
wonderful
lots of that
views of the
tea
mountains.
as well, or
Oh, so much. Though the guard wouldn't get me any. I had to talk to the stable boy.
wait, what?
Oh dear, oh dear. Going stable with the stable boy, huh?
Yeah, it's quite really kind of like pull out. You see this, like, you see it kind of pull out this little pouch and kind of offers it to you.
Pastor's gonna pinch some from it and just give it a little sniff with
Yep.
his passive investigation. What does he get?
Yep. You can you can let me just remind myself of what exactly it was. I think it's a lure root. Yeah, it's a lure root. It's which is a drug originating in various rituals throughout the world. It puts the user into a trance that can often provide vivid hallucinations.
Wait, sorry, who just gave Casadius a lure root?
Mercedes' mum.
Mom,
Your mum's a
this is
junkie.
definitely the same tea that Aku gave you, right?
Yes, it's wonderful. I have spent so much time painting with it. It's as if.
I'm gonna have to look
Have
at.
you ever felt like you can taste colors? It's incredible. It really
Okay,
sharpens the
Mom,
mind.
I'm gonna have to really look at those paintings before I leave, and if I see certain things in those paintings, and he's just gonna turn to Aku, we're gonna have a conversation. You know I'm good at
He
conversations.
just like shrugs like innocently, like as if he has no idea what she's talking about.
At this point, Keyleth's druid kind of waddles in. It's a very like broad tattooed elf, kind of a mane of shaggy hair. Kind of wearing similar garb to Keyleth. He kind of walks up and nods to her and turns to you and says, I understand I'm meant to provide transportation services. Who's familiar with the area?
Hayden points his thumb at Aku.
Ish, yep.
Artistic or verbal?
Ish.
Excuse me.
Would you be drawing the area for me, or would you be describing it to me?
He's gonna kind of motion to like if there's like a pen or something.
Hayden scrambles into his bag and takes out the autograph paper that he had previously tried giving to Percy, and instead gives it to Aku.
He like starts drawing this incredibly childlike, terrible drawing that tells you absolutely nothing about the surrounding area.
Fantastic.
Hold on. That's not gonna work.
Well, why not?
I know how this works, sir. He turns to the gentleman.
Yes.
Look, you need to have more than a sense of where it is you're trying to go. This is artistic, Aku. Honestly, it needs work, but this is something. What I will say is, you need to give this guy an idea, really, of where we're going. Can you draw it? Can you talk about it? Can you describe where it is?
An object from there, created there.
You got to have something from there, surely.
What about like something you're wearing, or like your weapon, or what about some of the stuff in your bag? Did you grow it there? Maybe.
Aku like hands over a couple of pouches, like very warm pouches, and kind of sighs and turns to the guy and describes as best as he can remember the village that he knows is next to the Savalirwood.
Okay. Could you roll a performance check for me?
Oh dear.
Someone give him inspiration.
There's only one bard
Guidance.
now.
Oh, guidance.
Oh, this is charisma.
Somebody do something.
Inspiration. I
my
can give
God.
inspiration. It's fine.
Yeah, bud.
Cass
there
is
you
gonna
are,
like lean in and put a hand on his shoulder and just be like, "You got this. You're an artistic master." Just
Yeah, that's a 3, so
add a d6. It's not a lot, but you know.
3 plus your charisma plus a d6.
yeah,
Fucking hell.
I'm sorry.
How'd you roll
2
3?
plus 2.
As Cass is saying it, his voice wavers as he sees what's being created. You're an artistic master.
Oh,
Picks it up.
God.
Wildmount, correct? Near Shady Creek Run.
Yes, that is correct. I'm glad you can tell by my image.
No, I was briefed. I'll do my absolute best.
Who wants to go
Hands,
to the
please.
windy place again?
And he kind of outstretches his arm to Aku. hands,
Oh.
please, all together.
You're
my
insured
God.
for this, right? You are insured.
There's like kind of like does a little kind of like a dog, almost like a dog shiver. He's like, oh God, not again.
Don't worry, we're not plane shifting. We might end up in some rock, though.
Wait, doesn't that kill you?
It just pushes you out painfully.
Oh, well, I guess that's not as bad as dying. Anyway,
I'd prefer to
grab someone's hand.
I'd prefer not to become part rock. If we
Oh no,
can
you'll just
avoid
get
that.
pushed out painfully. It's okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. Love that. And he steps forward and holds Aku and Casadius's hands for the teleportation circle.
They're not holding hands. Aku, could I have you roll percentage dice for me?
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
What's
God.
happening?
Higher, the better.
So it's D100s, right?
D100s, yeah.
Can I give Aku inspiration because I'm holding his hand?
Nope.
I'm holding his
62.
hand.
Pardon?
62.
Okay. 62 is good.
That's interesting.
As you
Pretty
the
average.
familiar feeling for all of you of like your space being condensed, sound whooshing around you. You see like areas flick before you, and you're not sure if it's light or seeing kind of seas go past, and you are standing. It's getting very dark. Standing alone as a group. Smell immediately hits your noses, and it's completely alien to where you were before, which was, a stone palace, a city, all the weird sounds and noise. Where you are is silent, and you are hit by the smell of moisture, dew, grass, and disturbingly, based on where you've been for the past couple of days, a familiar smell of rot as you turn side, and on one side of you is a meadow, fields, trees putting down. Other side is the beginning of a thick forest where the trees are all grey, have no leaves on them, are bent in odd, weird angles, and almost seem grey, like they're charcoal, but still standing. Something is odd about this forest. As you look at it, the longer you look at it, the more it kind of twists and turns your insides. And to the north, ever so slightly, you see mountains stretching in the distance upwards. Aku, this looks similar to where you wanted to go, slightly off target, but within walking distance. And you look at it, and you see that the Savalirwood in front of you, which you remember or you've heard that since you left, has been twisted and cursed.
Well, not quite where I was imagining, but
Are we like really, really far away?
well, the village is up the mountain.
Oh, like how up the mountain?
Like quite high up the mountain. I personally have never been there, so I don't know. I just recognize this area.
Would you like me to try again, or is this...
Can you try again?
What happens if
I
we try
can
again?
try once more, and then I will need to...
But like you can like
Rest and
see
recuperate.
it from here, right? So like that's easier, right?
It's simpler, but can still go awry.
Mm.
You just want me to get closer. You want me
Yeah.
to expend vast amounts of magical energy, right?
Yep.
Hands in.
Matter
I
of
mean, why
national
not?
security.
Yeah. You can rest when you go home. It's all good.
I have to rest to go home. You see incredible clapped hands. And Sai, could you roll your percentage dice again?
Oh boy.
But like we can see where we're going this time.
Yeah, it's different DC.
24.
Oh
We're just
no!
trolling
We're
around.
about to land in a tree.
Whose idea was it for me to roll? What did
I
you
mean, it kind of
expect?
has to be you.
Yeah, we can't teleport.
Okay. You all take
Oh no!
Oh Jesus.
Unconscious.
2 points.
100?
You all take 13 points of force damage as you are slammed into a rock, and you feel your
Hey.
whole body's compressed, bones shake, and even though your hands will go, and the magic whirls around you again, and I roll this time with the sentence dice.
My temp AP. My temp HP. Oh no.
Yeah, I just temped out.
Okay. Actually, no, Sai, could you roll again for me?
Again.
That's a
would
mishap,
you
which is kind of
sure?
better than actually being similar area or off target, which is just you take a shit ton of damage.
45.
45. Okay. It's enough. You are dropped. The same weird trees surround you and the same smells hit you. You estimate you've probably gone about 50, 60 miles, and the sun is beginning to set as you are now deposited at the start of what seems to be a series of wooden gateways leading up a path to the mountains. You're on the edge of the forest, a different edge. This time those mountains in the distance are in front of you. And a winding path to the mountain seems to lead you up, and you see various charms and chimes and soft little musical tinkles in the wind and dream catchers and various trinkets hover from these. And you look back to the forest and you see there's a path leading in. And Aku, this is an area that you recognize as the start and the beginning of a path you never traveled, but one that you know leads to the village of the Kalashtar.
Are we there yet?
Is this the right
well-
place?
Well, I assume we go up the path and we'll be where we need to be. That's all I can tell you. I mean, we're closer. He kind of looks over his shoulder at where they kind of were.
Well, closer is better.
What do you mean assume? Have you not been here before?
No, I said I've never been here.
This is where I leave you. Return to this spot and signal for me with fire, and I shall return. And you see the druid turns into a bird and flies away.
That's a cool trick.
Maybe I should have gone into that kind of magic.
Very cool trick.
Yeah.
So he's just gone then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hope a bigger bird doesn't eat you. Bye.
I hope so as well.
Yeah,
Very
awkward.
specific hope.
Well, you know, a lot of big birds in these woods, probably.
Probably.
How big? So
Oh, huge.
concerned.
Size of
Huge?
mountains, you know? Yeah.
Mountains.
Dragon-sized birds. Cass is
Rocks.
lying. He's never even heard of
That's the bathroom.
Can I roll a persuasion to see
Oh,
how
no,
believable
yes, you
this
absolutely-
is? Wait, let's do it really quickly. Persuasion. It's a 23, which is a low roll for me, but
I was pretty high enough. I don't know what
Mhm.
my defense against something like that would even be.
wisdom, I guess.
Then yeah, he's
Wisdom's your bullshit sensor, right?
Zug looks pretty. He looks a bit rattled, tad rattled. You've yanked his chain.
Yep.
Oh no, not again. He thinks back to like that giant. What was the giant bird that we fought before the solar?
Rock?
A rock.
Yeah. Oh my god, not those again.
If DM is taking a bathroom break, I'm also going to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
It's horrifying.
Hayden turns to Aku. I don't understand. I thought this was your hometown. How have you not been here before?
That is a good question.
I grew up around. What we're trying to say is that we did not grow up in the village, but in the woods, the Savalirwoods. That's perhaps the detail that was missed. And Aku's face has a moment of realization.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me this has not been happening before.
What's been happening before? I don't understand. I'm pretty lost.
The Lanharath visit, right?
Somehow before, I've never remembered that happening.
Oh.
Remembered what?
Well, Zug, I didn't quite have control over what I was saying in that moment.
Oh,
Seems
you mean
like-
the other guy that talks out of your mouth?
Seems like Lanharath is perhaps... Our bond is stronger in this area. It's unusual that I'll remember anything that he says or does.
You.
Wow. You never remembered anything that he said or did, or
Ooh.
like even that time where he like took over your body for like ages.
Which moment? Which day? Sorry.
I can't even remember canonically when that was. When like Lanarath was basically like in charge for like a really extended period of time.
I think it was when you guys got back to Rasona. I think it
The
was.
Sug kind of describes
Yeah.
that bit. You know, it was just like what was it like? Like you're asleep the whole time, unconscious.
No, I just felt the same as when I did before. Just felt tired afterwards.
Wow, that's really strange.
I mean, so we did have that extended period of time when Lanharath was kind of like in control or in the driver's seat, but I mean, I thought you were aware, like since you died and came back, you've been swapping a lot. Like,
I was aware that it happened on occasion, but not a lot.
Like
But-
it happens most nights, and also like it's happened a couple times at breakfast. And you remember that time Barnes like threw some ice down your shirt?
I struggle to remember, if I'm completely honest. And he's sort of like is scratching his head. He's looks kind of confused. Like it's this humming inside. I can't really remove Lanharath's thoughts here. It's like a buzzing in my head.
Well, look, how do we kill it? How do we get rid of this thing? It's gone on too long.
You're talking about Lanarath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it does seem a bit annoying. I think if I
What?
had some sort of entity in my body that kept taking over, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yeah, thank you, Zug, for your insightful opinion.
Oh, no problem.
As far as I'm aware, and I'm sure we'll find out if we do actually go up the mountain, that our bond isn't something that can just be broken or killed because he's a quarry spirit.
Quarry spirit.
I mean, he's not all bad. I mean, he's
It's a bit of a dick, but he's all right. He's not. Yeah.
kind of nice sometimes, but I mean, it kind of sucks when you don't remember anything, because I mean, we've had chats and you've kind of not remembered them sometimes, so can you guys like link up better somehow?
Align. Sync up.
Need to synergize.
If I had any control over this Hayden, trust me, I would have exercised it earlier. I'll try and keep this in check for today, but judging by how different I feel, I think we should probably wrap this up quite quickly and get what we need and move on.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I remember everything that was said just moments ago, so perhaps he can't completely remove me from my consciousness.
Yeah.
That
And,
would be good. Great,
mean-
even.
Is it normal for Kalashtar and quarry spirits to not remember each other's kind of moments, or is that usual, or you're the only one I've met, so I don't really know what the norm is.
Yeah, I'm also the only one I've met, so my knowledge about this is quite limited, which is why I've never seen the village or heard of any other communities of Kalashtar, and this is quite new to me.
well, no time like the present, right? And he like points kind of up the mountain towards the village.
You know what? Hayden's right. Can't do anything about it. Move on. Or we just wait for that druid birdman to come back and I don't even know what we do. Ask to go home.
Well, we need to find out first of all if everyone's okay, and you know, does the forest normally look like that? By the way, like back down there, all the trees looked kind of fucked up. Like,
Yeah, I did want to say, like,
I'm not an outdoorsman by any means, but I thought that was a little weird.
it's definitely not the healthiest forest I've ever seen.
It's been almost a couple of decades since I've been here, and no, it didn't look like that when I left, but
What did it look like? Like a normal forest?
like a forest, green.
Oh, that's not good news. Guys, I don't think that's good news.
Well, it could
Sounds
just be the
very
time of year. What is it? Winter here?
probably the climate crisis. No one takes it seriously.
Before we go on, everyone here is ready to go up and find the information and leave. I mean, I have no feelings about anything other than trying to find out what Ghost is doing. This.
I mean, in comparison to when we walked into Geb's prison, I feel so much better. Just my only qualms are maybe let's not walk into dangerous places when we're still bleeding. And right now we're not bleeding, so seems like a win-win to me.
So we go in, we ask them if they know about Ghost or Kaifon or anything, see if they're doing well, and we leave.
So when we leave, are we like going straight back to Iman to let them know what the situation looks like, or are we going somewhere else?
I guess it depends on where Ghost is or what we learn. We'll figure that out when we get some info.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the Ghost isn't here, but assuming he was last seen in Amon, I reckon that's unlikely.
This is probably our best time to investigate, really.
Cool.
I agree.
Okay. You guys walking up the path?
Yep.
Yo, we get traipsing. We're on the track. We're on the road.
Cool. Walking up, it's not too long until you start seeing more signs of life. You see figures up ahead kind of notice your arrival and scurry off, and small and tall figures, and the road grows more windy and more steep. You're probably on it for 15, 20 minutes, and it's obvious the area around you is more green than where you've come from. Like the Savalirwood's curse doesn't seem to have crept here, but all the archways are, the paint's flaking, the wood's not particularly well maintained, the stone is chipped. The area, there's kind of bones from animals left about, not incredibly well preserved, taken care of. Doesn't look like someone regularly cleans this. Path up a mountain, maybe not, but no one's maintained or painted any of the signposts for a while either. And as you approach, you see kind of even up, and there are stairs leading up to a more stone kind of based center of dwellings carved into the mountain. Some of them have porches left out with roofs over the top, kind of thatched and wooden. There's a notable kind of gateway into this village, and you'd expect guards to be posted outside. You'd expect watchtowers, even if the path you come isn't particularly hard to guard or pay attention to. But as you kind of round the corner, you see a couple of children kind of scampering in and kind of looking back and laughing. But inside, you see nobody standing watch. You see a couple of the children kind of be hushed inside by figures wearing kind of brown cloaks. And those that are outside, you see them kind of sitting in small groups. And they kind of like either smoking or drinking from cups around fires and kind of trying to keep warm as the evening comes in. And as you approach, your attention to you is paid in the sense that people kind of look up at you, and you'd imagine someone might come and say something, but they just kind of turn back, and eerily there is no speaking. There is no sound of voices, even when they seem to look at each other, broken by a kind of mirthless laugh from one side of the village as you approach. But there is no joke, no sound. It's deeply unwelcoming as you kind of stand in the gateway looking in and looking around at this slightly derelict, uncaring that you've even arrived village. And compared to Aku, who despite everything stands tall, is agile, young, energetic, this village doesn't give you any of those indications. You arrive and you think that these people are downtrodden, defeated, something has happened. And as you kind of stare out, a couple of them seem to disappear from your view, retreating back inside the houses. There's no kind of communal area you see that's populated, sparse, derelict, empty. What crosses your mind? And there's a couple of figures that stay and sit around, but no one approaches you as you stand at the entrance to this village.
Well, this is a friendly place.
What's going on, Aku? Are they gonna eat us?
What do you mean, eat us?
I don't know. They don't seem so friendly.
He looks at Asgore questionably at that comment and says, "Well, I know as much as you, Asgore. Doesn't seem like they particularly want us here. Maybe they're not just used to travelers. I don't know.
True, they might not be.
I mean, we're up a goddamn mountain. I
Can you
imagine they don't get many visitors."
can you like talk with Landrath, or like does he just only like take over your body, and other than that you don't really interface, you know?
Previously, not since the river incident. No, I've not really been able to call upon Lanarath.
Hmm.
At the moment, his voice is at the back of my mind. I can't really make much sense of it, though.
Shame. Might have at least some sort of input into what's going on here.
Or a coat now.
Well, we could ask someone.
I mean, no time like the present. They're your people, no?
Okay.
Aku looks like really apprehensive about this entire thing. Like, I mean, you guys know that. I mean, he says he's never been here before. Like, he's never spoken to another Kalashtar. Like, he isn't aware of the customs or the culture. Like, you get the feeling when you look at Aku that he is pretty much just as lost as everyone else is.
So sorry, Aki, are you going up to talk to somebody, or what's the plan?
He approaches maybe like a villager that he sees and sort of like waves his hand at them.
They kind of look, and kind of as they turn and he stands fully upright, you see that it's fairly tall. It's about 7 foot. And there's a very sunken grey face. You see kind of bags under the eyes, skin doesn't seem particularly well cared for, like messy hair, clothes that are okay, not rags, they get washed, but certainly aren't taken care of, and kind of huddled around in a cloak and kind of soft, and he kind of like, yes.
Does he say that?
Yeah.
Aku is gonna motion to to step up.
Asgore turns around to look behind him, see who Aku could possibly be pointing at, sees that it's him, and is just like, and just kind of comes over, making sure Aku is firmly in between this person of the earth and himself.
We don't call him that anymore.
What do you want?
That's a pretty good question, actually.
Aku sort of just smiles. What language is this? Sorry.
Common.
Aku sort of just smiles,
Wait,
like
Aku?
fakely. Oh, sorry. Ascor just Ascor just smiles. Yeah, it's actually finally happened years in. It
Aku's
took a while.
smiling?
but,
Wow.
yeah, I'm the puppet master. No, Ascor is smiling, but he's doing that smile that happens from here downwards. Just not a genuine one, and just sort of like kind of an awkward one, like. Looking expectantly to Aku, like, what do you want me to do?
You're far off the path. What do you want?
Well, we're here to so kind of steps in to fill the awkward silence, as he often does. Check if everyone's okay around here. We've heard reports of, kind of turns again, bad things happening in this forest.
We don't need your charity.
Oh, it's not charity. We actually generally charge for this, but I mean,
And we're not paying.
well, that leaves us in a bit of a predicament, really.
What he needs to say is, and Hayden like steps forward and tries to put his hand on Zog's mouth. We're here because he's one of you guys, and we're worried that you guys are in there's a thing, there's a guy called Ghost.
Bad guy.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
You might know
You
about
both hear in your heads.
place.
We don't know who this guy is. We've just met him. He could be on Ghost's side. Don't give the game away.
One of the other figures who's been watching, at the sound of you saying that, you notice a couple of them turn to Aku, and one of them, you see them kind of jerkily stand to their feet, and as the hat pulls back, it reveals a woman who must be in her 50s, graying hair, kind of sunken eyes are kind of twitching from side to side. There's something slightly unnatural in the movement, and you hear kind of a rasping voice say, Where did you get that? Where did you find that? And you see her rush forward, and the figure lunges out towards Aku's waist to grab something.
Can I do a reaction to get in the way and fucking put a little knife on her?
And that is where we will leave it for a short break.
Oh my god.
Well, let's not shank anyone.
Yo, maybe we
Let's
might.
just shank someone, could we?
Yeah.
Could
Got some
we?
old woman is like grasping at something, but we should just kill her,
Just get her.
She rushed my man.
I mean,
Cool.
considering how many people we pickpocket and thieve off, like.
Yeah. Okay, so we will be back at 9. Everyone
Okay.
take a short break.
See you guys
Au
in 10
revoir.
minutes.
So, hello, welcome back. Party have got to the Kalashtar village and are about to stab somebody.
Okay,
So, yeah, as
I'm not
as
stabbing
this
her.
figure rushes forward and attempts to put, reaches towards Aku. Hayden, make a roll intercede.
Okay, so is this just a flat dex check or?
Yeah, let's do a flat text.
Okay. 17.
Nice.
17. I'm gonna make them roll.
Oh god, is this a fast grandma?
That beats you. They managed to duck around you, which is kind of like threw to the
Wait, are you
side. You kind of think,
serious?
yeah, and you see as they grab Aku's dagger from on the handle, grab hold of Aku's dagger from the hilt and kind of try to wrench it out from Aku's band, and it holds for a second, and you see them stare up, eyes erratically moving back to the side, staring into Aku's face, holding onto the dagger sheath. Hardy, what are you doing?
Aku just really tries to just get out of her grasp and move away. Like he's just surprised. He tries to move backwards.
Where did you find it? Where did you get it? Where? It was hers. You can't have this.
Hey, that's not yours.
It's not his either. It's hers. You see her
I've
trying
known
to
him
pull it
for quite
off
a
you.
while, and he's had that for a very long time. Actually, I think you're getting confused.
I think you need to step back, and he's gonna reach forward and try to like pull this woman back from Aku a bit.
Okay. Make a strength check if you're gonna try to pull her off.
18. That's a good roll for me.
Okay. She can roll.
Damn boy.
Okay, no, and she
Hayden's
as you
got
kind of like
muscle now.
Hayden's fucking mad.
as you fucking wrench her off, you see kind of push back, and you see one of the others kind of hold her for a second and hold like as she kind of like attempts to scramble back to kind of push you away, and you can see her kind of clawing at the ground almost to kind of get to you.
Jesus.
No. Calm down, Nimba.
Zog almost nonchalantly is like, is she okay? Is this
Like
normal?
twirls to you and goes, no, of course she's not okay.
Oh, sorry.
Look, we don't get many people here. There's a place you can make camp just out the left of the village. Come back in the morning. It's getting dark and it takes a little bit of time to get to sleep here. People don't like being disturbed.
Why does it take a while to get to sleep here, if you don't mind me asking?
I do mind.
Oh, well, I'm asking anyway. Look, the question's out there.
And I'd rather not answer. None of your
Well, now it's
business.
just hanging awkwardly in the air. Like, look at it. Just hanging there, making everyone
I kind of like see him trying to scramble, keep this woman back. Like, some of the others put her away. I suspect it won't affect you, but you're all more than welcome to stay nearby and come back in the morning. Please, give us our peace when we need it.
Cryptic at all. Okay.
Aku is just like backing away from this woman who was just like tried to grab his belongings and motions to the group maybe to walk in the direction that he's pointing at.
Do you think this is an awkward time to ask if they have any sort of restaurants around here? Maybe like a canteen or anything? I'm sorry.
Hayden like
get
swats him on the arm.
I get snackish in new places. I apologize.
We've got snacks in the bag.
Yeah, but I always eat that same stuff.
We can do it for another
He
night.
says- he is moving,
Okay, and
like,
it starts like
walking while they're
dragging
talking.
Zug
like,
with
he's
him.
just-
Yeah, and like nobody follows you, but you sense as
There's
you
only
leave,
so
all
much
eyes are on you
Oh god, that's
as you
spooky.
leave.
Mm.
And you kind of pull up, turn to the left, and there's a small like outcropping, like carved. It looks rough, and there are some like basic roll mats made of like cloth and wool and blankets in there, but they're quite rusty and old. Yours are nicer and mothy and old. Yours are much nicer, and you kind of take a moment, look out, and it's a beautiful. If it wasn't for the horrible forest below, you imagine that this once would have given you fantastic views of outside to Wildmount, down to Shady Creek Run, the beginning of the Dwendalian Empire, perched high up on the mountains. And as the sun sets and the last begins to light fades, you will sit around, perhaps surprised at the complete lack of noise coming from the village. And I'll leave it to you guys to talk about the day's events / where you currently are and the plan.
So what the hell was that about? And Hayden like gestures at the knife at Aku's side, the woman had tried lunging for. Do you have any idea what that was all about?
I mean, what's there to say? She's crazy, right? I mean, we walked in the village and children were running to people that weren't even there. This is clearly not normal. I mean, is anyone here sane? Are we safe to stay here at night? I couldn't tell you.
We keep watch. It would be the most dangerous place we've ever camped out. Well, maybe it is. Let's hope it is.
Do you think that Ghost has already gotten to these guys and this is why they're all acting weird? Or do you think this is like normal Kalashtar behavior and you've just kind of like escaped to this because you didn't grow up here?
I
They're very
don't know
quiet
what
people.
normal Kalashtar behavior is. I would assume that this is not normal, having people run at you and harass you. I feel like turns to Ascot and is like, I didn't mean to make things awkward. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's okay to talk to them like I'm talking to you. I don't know who these people are. I think we should be careful. I mean, I have no means to speak without using my ability. I just
Oh,
hope
that's what that
someone-
was.
Yeah, I just hope
That's
someone would
fine,
step
then.
in.
Sure, you can speak to me, of course. You know, I can hear you. They don't have to hear you.
Maybe. I'm not really sure how all of this works. Can they sense it if I'm using my ability?
We
I
could try
mean, none of
testing
them are
it.
speaking to each other.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
you
hear
try-
the knock.
You could try saying a few little things and then just, see if anyone responds when you do it.
Say something like really offensive and then see who turns around.
Or just, in your head,
That's-
just say, like, over there, and if everyone turns around to look, you'll know.
Yeah, that's also a more reasonable suggestion than mine.
I-
Yeah.
Look, I think we can assume that the more they see you like them, the better.
Yeah, it gets rid of the whole stranger danger attitude they seem to have.
Am I one of them?
I don't know. Could be.
We know nothing about these people. They could be functioning on a completely different level to the one that I'm on. I mean, are they trustworthy?
If we're asking that questions, we should be asking ourselves, do they seem to have a stockpile of weapons? Do they seem like fighting age people? Do we know if they possess magic, offensive as such?
Well, that woman ran really fucking fast, so like.
Was she especially fast, DM, or was she just?
No. She moved as fast as a human can move when moving quickly. There was nothing unnatural about it, not like magical or anything. Hayden just got beat.
Yeah,
She
that
wasn't
was just like
fast, Jamie.
no, that was like insanely fast. I've never seen someone move that fast before.
Yeah, what the hell? Like, so quick.
Like I'm trained in being fast, and she beat me, so there's something weird going on here.
I don't know what to say, my friend. She wasn't that fast. She
Zug,
was just a
Zug,
regular woman.
Zug.
Yep.
She was fast. Okay.
Yeah, terrifying.
She was fast. Yeah, terrifying.
Look,
Yep.
she was pretty fast, guys. Let's settle with pretty fast.
So basically, she's fast and dangerous.
We are describing an old woman that just struggled to even get a dagger out of a scabbard.
But she got close enough to try.
Yeah,
What if the next person who tries is, more sprightly?
well then he'd probably stab you with the dagger, I imagine.
How long have we got before the day's at DM? What time of day is it?
It's like 10, 11 in the evening. It's quite late.
Oh, we're like around the fireplace kind of thing.
Yeah.
Look,
Me-
it would be a good idea to ascertain what their temperament is beyond a crazy old lady with a knife before nightfall, but I guess that's up.
Jamie, were any of them speaking out loud to each other, or was it all like kind of silent?
Completely silent.
And Hayden's gonna kind of think and be like, well, I would have normally be like, oh, I'll go try to sneak around and eavesdrop a bit and try to get some info, but I didn't hear anyone speak to each other, so I'm
Maybe they talk like Aku does.
well, that's what I was thinking. Like, are they all just talking in their head like Aku?
Potentially. Not that I would
It's
know.
likely. Also, DM, sorry, I think Luke missed the part where we were pushed off to the outside
Oh
the
yeah,
road.
sorry. So what happened is one of them spoke to you and was like, "No, things aren't okay. People here take some time to get to sleep. I'm not going to tell you why. There's a cave. Come back in the morning. We don't get many visitors. We'll talk to you tomorrow. People are agitated now. Go away." Basically, what you got told.
And they wouldn't tell us why they were agitated and what happened at night that made them struggle to sleep. Don't
But
like
they
that.
said it would. They said it wouldn't. It probably wouldn't affect you.
Oh, so it's how long you're around it, maybe. Or maybe it's to do with them being.
When she said there's a cave, is that where we're sleeping right now?
Yeah.
Or
So
is
you've left. You've been like ushered out, and then you've gone and found it, and that's where you're talking.
Okay.
Well, if Aku struggles to sleep tonight, we're gonna know that this is, a very particular thing that's happening.
Aku always has trouble sleeping.
But if it's worse or there's something wrong, we'll know. I guess.
If I have trouble sleeping, then you know that there's a problem.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think you could sleep anywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He once slept in the street. Like,
I was
when
very
we
tired.
literally
I
had
needed-
in-rooms booked, and he and Asgore just went and slept on a bench outside.
Was there a reason for that?
They didn't want to
Ugh,
sleep
it's
near
awful.
me.
Oh.
Oh.
Aww.
Kind of rude,
It
to
was
be
a
Cass
honest.
will just like put an arm around Hayden and just point at him like, "What's wrong with this? That you wouldn't want to sleep near it? I mean, look at this little
Cass.
face!" And he like
I don't even
squishes it like a
snore.
baby.
You're missing quite a large chunk of context for this one, I'm afraid.
I am, and that's the great thing about being me. I have no idea what any of this actually means.
Let's just keep it that way. We solved that problem, and now I've never had issues sleeping near you.
Yep.
You've had issues sleeping near me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
everyone does.
Is it the gas?
No, it's not the gas. I just snore a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
I don't have gas.
Gas, yeah.
Okay, so you just gonna sleep then and try to speak to them in the morning? I hate
I
being
think
told what to
maybe
do.
based on what they've said, maybe we should have people on watch this evening, just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, someone did try to mug Aku, so it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, that's
How
a
about
good
we do
point.
shifts?
I can take
Well, we're
that
actually
walk.
gonna have to do shifts. We don't have.
I'll take first watch as well then. Rest
I'll
of
take
you
second.
sleep.
I don't mind.
Zug's like already getting into a sleeping bag. I'll take second, or third actually. Third, okay with you guys?
Yeah, third. I'll take second. You take third, buddy.
Amazing. These immediately roll so.
He's already asleep.
Oh,
the
Asgore's
amazing
not
ends
even-
in a snore.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is
DM,
Apple here?
do we have trouble sleeping?
No.
That's what's here.
Are you all going on watch, or who's going on watch first?
It's Aku and Hayden,
Hayden, yeah.
first, and then Cass is going to do one on his own second, and then Zug is going to do third watch.
And I guess
was
Asgore's
that
getting a full
sign?
night
What
of
we-
sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
yes,
We know
we-
at this
It's
point.
filled.
I mean, have you guys noticed that Asgore has pulled guard duty once or twice in this entire campaign?
Yeah.
He's never
She's
volunteered ever since. He's done his office checkbook, he's checked that off. Checklist.
He's so checked out that his camera's on his fucking sofa.
I just gotta go and deal with something. Back in a sec.
Aku and Hayden, feel free to chat away. Is there anything you would like to say while you are on watch?
Yeah. So Hayden's gonna kind of like wait a bit until it seems like the others have fallen asleep, and gonna kind of probably do a couple of loops around the cave and camp area to make sure that no one is trying to sneak up on them or whatever. Just do the usual patrols. Does it all seem fine and safe? No one's coming at us?
Based on your passive perception, it is quiet as the grave.
Cool. So he's gonna return to camp, and he's gonna sit across from Aku and be like, can we do one of those mind link things? Can you set one up?
What's up, Hayden?
Okay. And he's gonna now reply telepathically. Earlier you were saying like that you just kind of wanted to get in and out and like leave. like really fast. Like, this is your first time coming here, right? Like, aren't you kind of curious about Kalashtar
Somewhat.
culture and stuff? Or
Well, I mean, honestly, not particularly. If I wanted to seek out my hometown, I would have done so many years earlier. It's just never something that's really interested me.
why not?
Well, I thought that if there was somebody that was looking for me, that they would have found me by then. So, considering there wasn't, I would move on. This is not a great place to be living, as you can see. And he kind of like points down to the Savalirwood and how like grotesque some of the trees are, and like I didn't honestly, Hayden, I just didn't give much thought to it. I had no interest in my Kalashtar roots, really, until Ghost came into the picture.
I mean, yeah, I guess like it's doesn't really matter, maybe, but I kind of I get it, but also just now that you're swapping with Lanarhath a lot, and this is the first time that you've remembered it, I thought maybe we can try to find out if that's something that you can control more, maybe?
Well, and I think the feeling that you get from Aku right now is quite calm. Like, he doesn't seem rushed. Like, he doesn't seem too bothered about the interaction with the old woman before. He seems on edge to an extent, just because he's in a new area. But he's very calm in general. Well, they said we could come back in the morning, Hayden, and ask them. We can ask them as many questions about the Kalashtar and their culture, and perhaps some information that I might want to know about my bond. Maybe that will become apparent once we talk to them. But
Okay.
right now, they don't want to be spoken to.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I just I don't know, I got a bit of a vibe from you earlier that you were like, let's be militant about this, in and out, no questions, peace, but okay. Yeah, let's ask around tomorrow and try to find out what's going on. So like how far away, like the Savalirwood, like literally just down the mountain, that's where you grew up?
Yep.
It seems like it's so close, like, oh, never mind.
I'd say it's an hour or so. 2, maybe 3.
How long did you live there for?
Hard to remember. I think I was approaching adulthood by the time I left.
Well, I guess, like, when we're kids, we're kind of more occupied just messing about, playing with sticks and stones and whatever. The expression you're giving me gives me the sense that you did not have a childhood playing with sticks and stones.
I imagined I played with many sticks and stones. Where is this coming from, Hayden? What was
I don't know.
What was your childhood like? I mean, does mine seem that strange?
No. Whatever. I don't care. Just making conversation. Jeez. Don't have to think so deeply about it, Aku.
All right, don't gaslight.
I'm gatekeep girl bossing it.
No, I appreciate your concern. I'm sure we'll find out what we need to.
Yeah.
I just don't personally feel very attached to the idea of being friendly with these people. I never have done, which is why I thought that we'd get the information and get out.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense.
Hey DM, we're getting a bit of background microphone.
So okay. So when you left the Savalirwood, where did you go? Like initially, did you go straight to Amon?
No, there's a Temple of Sylvanus 5-6 days walk from here in one of the towns. Honestly, my memory is hazy. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Just wondering. Yeah. Cool. Yep. No further questions.
Aiden look like he wants to ask something in particular and is like holding back. Like, what do I get from this? Can I roll insight?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check. Oh god, I need to. What's...
Oh my god, I rolled a 17. That's like a personal best for me on insight.
Dang, I rolled a 16 on deception. Okay, yeah, you get the vibe that he's like awkwardly tiptoeing around a subject, but like, yeah, he's tiptoeing around a subject, but he's not. He's just trying to talk about anything else, but the thing he actually wants to talk about.
Aiden, if there's something on your mind, you can just say it.
Yeah, nope. I'm good. Oh, what time is it? Where's the chronometer? Oh, I need to. I'm sure it's Sadius's turn for a watch now, huh? He kind of like looks around awkwardly.
Okay, I will go and wake Cassidius up. And he walks over and shakes, not so gently, Cassidius awake.
Oh. It's always this dark in this cave. This is horrible. I hate the outdoors. Gross. He like gets up and like wafts a bug out of his hair and it's just like, ugh. We're good. I'm fine. Is there dirt in my horns?
No. I mean, it kind of like Hayden kind of like takes a half step around Cassadius because they like spiral around like an antler, and you're like he's trying to like look from different angles. No, I think you're good. You're good.
Cool. I feel like there's spiders on me. I hate this.
Yeah.
You guys are done with your watch? And he like winks at Hayden. Done with your watch?
Yeah. Shut up.
I'm gonna get some rest. And Aku walks over to just a piece of ground on the floor, doesn't even bother with a bedroll, and just falls asleep.
And Hayden kind of throws his hands up in exasperation with Cassadius and goes
Can I say, you picked a winner.
I did not. There was no picking.
You keep telling yourself that. He'll just give him a little pat on the head, ruffle his hair a bit, and then go sit near the mouth of the cave to watch.
He's gonna go flick out his bedroll and try to shove Aku onto it so he doesn't just sleep on the ground.
Yeah. Cass is gonna light up his little pipe, and he's gonna sit at the mouth of the cave and just keep a little watch. Every so often, he will swat the back of his head, thinking there's a spider on him. He does not do the outdoors.
Awesome.
It is, Kaz, even to you, I'm not going to roll it because there are no threats, but it is eerily quiet. There's no sound from the forest down below. There is no sound from the village. No sound of someone getting up in the middle of the night to go do something, nothing being placed outside, no dogs barking. The mountainside is desperately quiet.
Are there any crickets chirping? Anything like bats
No.
fluttering? Just dead forest, basically.
Just silence. It's unnervingly quiet.
Yeah, I don't like that. Do I have anything? I don't think I have anything that can help me. No.
So, who's on watch with Cassadius, sorry?
No
No
one.
one.
He's on
No
him
one.
own.
Aww. Yeah. It's the loneliest you felt in a long time.
Don't worry, you are always supported by the dulcet
as-
tones of Luke snoring.
And as the sun crests over the horizon, spilling into the valley, no matter how beautiful it is, there's no sound of birds. There's very little in the way of wildlife that speaks up, and it still feels, despite now being illuminated and lit, empty. And there's no sound from the village still. As dawn breaks, you'd expect roosters, people moving around. There is nothing. And as you turn to slowly wake up your friends, your mind can't help but wondering what the hell's going on.
Cass will go and nudge the guys awake and just guys, no need to panic or anything, but did anyone else notice that like the forest makes literally no noise? Like,
Yeah, I did notice that. That was really, really unnerving.
yeah, all night, nothing. No
Not a
animals,
peep.
no people, not even like a
It was
bat.
so quiet, I felt like I could hear myself think. It's weird.
It was very awkward. Very awkward silence.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
night, nothing.
Forget
that's
how loud the city is. He says kind of with like an awkward laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought I'd hate the outdoors because they were quiet, but I at least expected like animal noises or something. But there was like,
I think that normally is.
yeah, this is like worse nature, like nature, but even worse.
Askel hasn't stirred. Askel's just literally still sleeping.
Cass will stand on his his bedroll. He doesn't know what he's standing on. He's just standing on it.
Like a limb or something, or
Wherever
what
his
kind of
foot
thing?
lands, man, he's not checking.
Okay, cool. So the first thing that happens is you hear your ears crackle, go. Zzz. You feel the hairs on the back of your neck and your arms, forearms stand up. You see Askel's hair move by itself. Black ink is squirted in every direction, and you'll see both of his feet and legs skitter by themselves out from his bedroll, zigzag off into the distance like a couple of like millipedes with their own little micro legs. And you can see he sort of comes to and is looking just like completely disoriented. So this completely inhuman thing is happening to him physically, but you probably for a moment sort of take that moment to realize like, oh yeah, he actually is a human. These fleshy little weaker things that can't see in the dark. And you know, he's that sort of moment of vulnerability someone has, that feralness when they just first wake up and they're just not home. You see that in his face. And you hear skittering away into the silent forest, just those legs. And you see slowly the bedroll where his legs were just kind of begin to inflate again, as if you can see his legs growing back beneath the bedroll as he...
Buddy, remind me never to wake you up ever again.
Are we being attacked?
No, what the? Your
No,
legs
no.
and arms just kind of... What?
Oh, that's
What's wrong?
Is so weird.
What? Why? Cass is gonna like pinch the bridge of his nose and just, I'm gonna go shoot some dried meat for breakfast or something. What the fuck?
As you all set a fire, begin cooking, gather round, slowly but surely, later than you'd expect, there are sounds of life from the village. You hear, those of you with keener ears, people shuffling around. There's the occasional joyous laughter compared to the mirthless laughter you've heard before. There are signs of life from the village, which is a relief to all of you, given the quiet of the night before. And you can only assume that this is full of a village of people who aren't morning people, who clearly slept in. And so as a case of relief, as you all gather around for breakfast and discuss the plan of action for the day ahead. Hand it over to you.
So what's the plan?
Go in,
Well,
avoid crazy grandma, try to figure out who's in charge, get some info. I don't
yeah,
know.
I would agree with that. It doesn't seem like a big village, but might not be the best idea to split up for now.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, Aku, do you want to learn anything about these people? You know, you might learn something about your, I don't know, wider community.
Well, let's try and find the information we're looking for first, and if there are some insights into Kalashtar, then I'll be open to it. There's nothing in particular that I want to learn here.
All right. Well, what do we want to ask these people then?
Has Ghost been here? Did Ghost fuck with your shit? When did Ghost leave? How do we kill a ghost?
Gosh, really? Do we have to ask the ghost stuff? It's.
Well, that's why we're here,
I
isn't
don't-
it?
I know. We got to find out, but I just feel like we could. Sure. Just be ready for bad reactions. They may know about Ghost. He may be an enemy. They may think we're of Ghost. We're part of his team. They may be in league with him. We don't know yet.
Yeah. How do we just integrate into a group of people we have basically zero connection to and then ask them a bunch of invasive questions?
Well, we don't know that Ghost
some
is...
shiny stuff, and then you just undermine their culture for a few hundred years, and then bring diseases. The usual.
Oh my god.
God.
Man has a point.
Too real, Luke.
Well, we don't know if they know about Ghost yet, so we should maybe keep it vague. Ask them about Kaifon. Ask them about their bonds. I mean, it would be nice to know if mine is normal or not.
Yeah.
We can learn something there. I don't think this is something that we can immediately rush into. I mean, we don't know any of these people. Like Hayden said, finding some sort of leader or someone with authority might be our best bet.
And if that doesn't work, what we could do is we could slowly earn their trust by like doing small like fetch missions for them, by like planting someone's vegetables or carrying a heavy box from one side of the village to the other. And then in time they'll trust us.
I need a metal headpiece.
You there, traveler. Come here. I have a task for you.
The basic MMO quests. You're lucky you haven't had to kill 20 boards yet this campaign.
So you guys ready to head back to the town? Village? Center?
Yeah, I mean, at least maybe there'll be some noise there and it won't feel so
Quiet.
weird.
Weird.
You could
Empty.
like whistle us a little tune, Cass.
I guess I could. Yeah, music's not really my forte, but I can give it a go. He starts whistling Wonderwall.
You're my wonder. As you leave, all of you with Kaz whistling, there is already a small contingent of the village on their way, hoods down, carrying baskets of relatively fresh fruit, some cured meats, who look happy, being led by a taller Kalashtar who... Could everybody please roll an insight on?
I thought you were about to say initiative. Fucking hell.
Roll initiative.
23, baby!
Oh my god, I just rolled a fucking 3.
Insane.
I just rolled a 5.
Okay, I will message.
I got 18.
Nice.
I will
That's
mess.
not
I will. We will.
bad.
I will. I can't jump down because whispers aren't allowed. Because of stream setup.
Well,
but I will message.
we could all take our headphones off and you could speak to whoever won
Yeah.
the perception.
Oh,
insight.
If
definitely.
everybody could,
Yeah,
if
we can
everybody
deafen
except
ourselves.
for Hannah could deafen and watch your cameras because this won't be long.
Give us a wave when you're done.
Everyone muted? Cool. Hannah
Yes.
and stream. Hello.
Hi.
This person is tall and well built,
Yeah.
short haired, and bears a striking resemblance in passing to your paladin friend. Everyone can unmute.
We're back.
Hello.
Back.
We're
Everybody
back.
back.
Yeah, Cass.
Okay. No. So, as this figure appears and you see each other, as you can maybe sneak this in later, but right now, this is as you all see each other. Arms by this figure in the center at the start. Hood is down, wearing a large medallion. Kind of throws out open and says, "Travelers, my apologies on you receiving such a poor welcome. You are clearly all bearers of good luck, and we would welcome you. Come and discuss with our clan." And they all kind of bow slightly before you. My name is Nima, and I am the lore master of this village. Please, if you could introduce yourselves.
I'm Hayden.
Aiden.
Nice to meet you, Nima.
Aku just nudges Hayden and just points at his scar.
Oh shit. This is Aku. He can't talk. With his mouth. But he can with his head, brain, speak. He's a Kalashtar too. That's why we're here. Casadius, say something.
Hi, I'm Casadius. Nice to meet you. And he'll hold out a hand.
So as Nima goes to shake it, all eyes are now fixed on Aku. And the similarities between Aku's appearance, skin tone, facial features, bill height syncs with everybody. And Nima kind of takes a step back, and the others do, and we haven't lost an Aku. What is your story? Please come, tell us. We would know of how one of us was so estranged. Come, please. And he motions to all of you to follow, clasping, shakes Casadius' hand, and takes you in to the village.
Strange.
Yeah, when Cass shakes his hand, he just squints a little bit to get a bit of a closer look under the hood.
Very much
So,
confirms what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're beckoned in, kind of being given fruits and various meats and stuff, and Zug being offered all of it. You're brought into a central temple, which kind of at the back of tal'dorei, and there's almost a meeting room where people sit off to the side, and you're brought into the center. And as you see, there's various depictions around of Kalashtar with otherworldly figures standing behind them, fighting against some evil depicted often in the color purple. This resonates with all of you. Around are pictures of the Kalashtar fighting with Kaifon in some way, or what you believe in this moment perhaps to be Kaifon. Given your experiences, this is quite clear. And there's a central large bowl and an altar and seats, and Nima says, unfortunately, Nevatash, the leader of the village, has been injured for quite some time. So, as the humble lore master, I have taken on the proprietary role of this village, and it does not go without saying that all of us, for the first time, perhaps in living memory, have slept easy and well. And in his voice, it sounds like relief. And as you look around, you see that all these people are smiling, perhaps and very different. You don't see the woman who went after you last time, but there is a completely different atmosphere in this village as you felt it as you were walking through. There is something about this village that seems more rejuvenated, happier in the morning, almost relief. And as Nima kind of says to you, we took your arrival as merely a happy omen, but is there more? Who are you? Why do you return one of our own to us if we did not know who was lost? Please, travelers, who are you?
To be clear, we're not returning him to you. He will leave with us after we're done.
Do not with what we do not hold our own here on
Cool.
prison, but this one is entirely unknown to us. Aku, correct?
Yep.
I mean, you sure he's entirely unknown to you? Like, completely, never, nothing.
Does
ringing
anyone
a
here
bell
know one of our own, one of our clan named Aku?
No, not name. Like, look at him. Look at his face. Nothing about him rings a bell with you at all.
He's clearly one of us, but no. Insight check, Kaz.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an insight check again, because that seems like... 16, not as good.
Okay, I'll roll for him. I'll message you.
Ooh. Yeah, Cass is like looking this guy like intently, and you guys are going to see he's like looking at him with as if he knows something that he's very sure about. Oh.
Rangers, there is much you do not know about our people, and if this, Aku, if you are truly unaccustomed to our ways, then I hope that the curse that has befallen us has not befallen you too. We are a proud people, but can only exist so long when we are plagued by fiendish dreams, horrible visions, and sleepless nights. Much of the past 20 or so years, finding a single night's restful sleep has been impossible for much of our people. And yet it is upon your arrival, everyone I have spoken, we slept well. No, it may not seem like much, I can see it on your faces, but truly, it's the marvel, so tell us. Please, who are you?
Aku is going to open up communication with everyone that he can see, I suppose, like to as many people as possible, and respond to Nima and say, well, recently we were threatened by an associate of ours, and he's gonna, I suppose, go into some level of detail of like what has happened with Ghost and Kaifon and express like a need for like understanding of the situation.
Somehow the battle always finds our people. You can see around here, we are still bonded with spirits that embolden who we are to engage in the great fight, our battle with this being, to stop his arrival, his presence, their presence on this place. However, as much as our sleep has been disrupted, so has our bond. They've not returned, and our bond was never broken, but alongside the lack of sleep came an inability for our spirits to communicate with us, to materialize, or even share their emotions like they once did. What has your experience been
So,
of this bond?
how long has this been? You're saying that you haven't been able to communicate with your spirit for...
Approximately 20 years, ever since this 2030. My mind forgets your... I'm lucky. I've kept most of my sanity whole, but so many years without sufficient sleep does things to a person. And I fear we will never be truly whole again. But ever since that day, sleep nor communication has been possible. And we still felt ourselves linked. That hasn't been shattered. We would be dead otherwise, perhaps. But there's no communication.
I don't understand about the battle that you're talking... Kaifon, this being, how long have you been fighting against this?
Fighting is perhaps the wrong word. Paying penance. Our, and he motions to everyone, ancestor long ago established the first cult to this creature here. They damn well nearly summoned it. But a few of them sought aid to stop this creature and bonded with the quarry who protected them. When the time came, the ritual failed, and this creature was not summoned because they could not give their life essence as they were protected by the quarry. And ever since then, every one of ours, when they come of age, bond with one of these spirits to keep this ancient deal at bay. Our lineage is cursed, and it is the quarry who protect us. And in doing so, we serve them and we serve nature, so that that bond remains strong, so that the failures of our ancestors do not become the disasters of our present.
So, Kaifon has been a danger for hundreds of years.
Ever since some fool thought that power was worth the price. They're as much a part of us as my left hand is, and being without them after much of my life is as damaging as the curse of sleeplessness is. And there are many of us, and he kind of points to some of the younger of the tribe, who are looking to bond soon, or should have already bonded, who haven't. And we worry that what will happen to them. Typhon realizes our weakness, or what has happened to us.
And so, what would happen if Ghost, the man I mentioned before, was to try and break that connection? I mean, we don't fully understand what his goal is or what his plan is, but we somehow understand that bringing Kaifon back is...
I'm not certain beyond I know that each and every person in this room, or each and every one of us, would be slaves to their will, at the bare minimum. Vessels, or simply have our life energy and souls forfeit to power their return. I don't know.
So nothing has changed here in the last 6 months? That there's not been any problems? There's not been any shift with your bonds?
The dreams wax and wane. I presume it's the rotation of whatever stars he is closest to. I haven't felt different, but then you become numb to it all after some time. There's like a ripple across the crowd, and nothing worse than what we've been suffering for all this time.
Aku turns to the rest of the group, and only to them. Well, it doesn't sound like Ghost has been here recently. It doesn't sound like they know anything about Ghost. I mean, they've been in shit for decades. Hundreds of years, it sounds like.
I mean, yeah, and that doesn't line up with what we know about Ghost. Like, we know that he's only like 20 or 30 years old, and I think he locked Roman away like 10 years ago. So if this has been going on for hundreds of years, then
Aku, I don't know you that well. How old are you?
32,
All right.
33. It's fuzzy. Why?
Wondering.
did
At this point, one of the villagers
Hold
stand
on.
up and goes, Kimber, she recognized the dagger. That was the one. Was that the one you gave her? But that's the one you gave Sangi, was it not? And
Who is
all
he
eyes.
talking to?
No. So like this person stand up, pointing at Aku, but talking to Nima. All eyes in the room swirl on the dagger on Aku's hilt.
Cass is gonna message Aku. This Nima guy, just be careful. There's something he's not telling us.
There's a mind link between us when
Yeah.
Aku turned around, so you can
That's
speak
fine.
to him.
You can do it then. Yeah, he'll say that so everyone hears, except people
Um,
outside.
What-
Just
what do you mean?
look really close at his face. Just
Aku's
look.
gonna look closely at his face.
Roll earlier, you don't notice it unless it's set out plain.
Okay.
Do you see it? Is it just me?
what do
I
you see?
honestly, Cass, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, 1 second. Thaumaturgy doesn't create wind, does it?
It can do it, create like a light gust.
Cass is just gonna achoo, and he's gonna sneeze to cover up that he's casting thaumaturgy. He's gonna cast it directly at Nima's hood.
Yeah.
With a
It's
wind.
gonna come down.
He's gonna push it back, yeah.
Yeah, so it pushes back, and Nima's like standing forward, and so I think he is going to interpret this as the wind as he moves forward, pushing it back. He doesn't mind, and he's staring directly at the dagger, as is the entire room at this point.
Just look at his face. That's all I'm asking. Just look at his face.
What do we see?
You can all re-roll perception checks.
Cass wants Aku to
Cass
come to
can't
this on
reroll,
his
that's fine.
own.
Is this perception or insight?
Guess what I just rolled again.
The 3.
Go look at my roll.
I'm not on roll 20.
I rolled 10. So
It's a
do I
fussy
recognize
5
anything?
in total.
10, no.
I rolled a 21.
21. I'll message you this time.
Okay.
Got a big old 9.
I think Cass
Waiting.
thinks this is something that Aku needs to notice himself. He doesn't want to.
Oh.
Cass is
As-
going to see Hayden's spaceship, and he's going to look at him like,
Nima hands out his hand. May I see that, please?
Aku hands over the blade.
Puts it in. Do you know what this is? Who it belongs to?
I mean, it belongs to me. I've had it since I was born. It's a hunting dagger.
No, it's not a hunting dagger. Certainly not that. I suspect we are looking at the origination of our curse and hopefully our salvation, as he pulls a nearly identical dagger from underneath his cloak to stand next to it. And as the room kind of begins stamping their feet and clapping, there's like a hush and a silence after some time, and kind of puts both of them on the table and kind of swirls them away, and you can see that one is pretty much identical to the other. I suppose you are owed at least the full story. These are deeply ceremonial daggers exchanged between betrothed. I gave this to one of our members named Sanghi. And at this, there's like almost like a hiss, and a couple of group members spit on the floor. He kind of holds up his hand. We were in love and betrothed to be married. However, as our day approached, she betrayed me and the village and became pregnant by an outsider. Obviously, we broke off the betrothment, and sort of shame, regret, maybe realizing the depths to which she sank, she ran. And, well, the next time I saw her, she was sprayed out deep in the Savalirwood, covered in her own blood, on an altar to Sylvanus. We believe, and that's why you can see the reaction, is that was the origination of our curse. Clearly, perhaps shame or blaming us for what had happened, or myself, even maybe. She seems to have sacrificed herself to curse us, or something to that effect, or her death was the beginning of that. Perhaps you returning this dagger to us is why we all slept so well. Whatever dark magic it held, or whatever curse was cast that night, is finally at peace, so long as this remains here. I suppose I can only thank you for returning it. I wish it didn't harbor such unhappy memories.
So, you're saying that this woman was with child
Yes.
and was found dead in the Savalirwood, which was where I remember growing up with this dagger.
I too can put pieces together, and you are, if what you're saying is true, perhaps her daughter, which probably won't endear you.
Hello?
Well, sorry?
Looks at his
It's
very
gender
big
bias.
Sorry,
man
daughter.
chest.
Wrong way. Her son, which won't endear you to many people around here. But if you've returned the dagger to break the curse, then there's much that we can be grateful for.
Sorry,
And I suppose we're glad you survived.
how was it that who was this outsider that she supposedly...
I don't know. At the time, we had many travelers and traders from nearby towns coming and going.
Is there like a no relations before marriage kind of rule here, or...
Absolutely, to honor the spirits and our ancestors.
Right. Okay.
Intimate relations before secured matrimony only serve to weaken family bonds and are not tolerated within this village. Hence, the extent of her crime.
Well,
Our
you can,
no.
you can keep the dagger. It's meaningless to me, other than having it my entire life.
I'm grateful. I hope that this is indeed the source of the curse that she laid upon us. Or if not, the spirit that was made unhappy by its removal.
Has, like, any of us ever heard of, like, I don't know, like, a cursed item being that powerful? Like, to...
Yeah, I mean, the last vestiges of a dying person's curse, very powerful. Indeed, if it's on the altar of a god as well. Giving your life to cast a spell. I mean, people give small amounts of energy each day to cast a spell. You're unsure of the effect of sacrificing yourself to cast a spell. What effect that could be.
Has the dagger actually left Aku's hand yet? Is it?
Yeah, Aku's given it over. It's on the table.
Is it like out of our reach already?
Not out of your reach. Just on the table with the other dagger.
Hayden's gonna reach forward and just kind of put his hand on top of the dagger to be like,
what are you doing?
before we make any sort of return of this,
Would you have us return to sleepless nights
No,
and troubled dreams
don't.
and the dark?
Let me finish, sir. I'm just saying that we are here to resolve some of our own issues, and maybe we can complete this transaction. And he glances at Asgore after we've had some discussions a bit further.
As one of ours. And he kind of puts his hand over yours, over the dagger.
Hayden kind of tightens his
I
grip on the
believe
dagger.
it's up to your friend, who has already made his decision.
He looks over his shoulder at Aku. We need some answers first, before this gets traded.
Okay, they answered our questions about Kaifon. Is there anything else?
Maybe we should discuss, and we can come back.
I'd rather the potential instrument of my people's salvation does not leave our sight. Once it was so freely given after all, and it meant nothing.
Hayden kind of
You
like
are welcome
looks.
to stay. You are welcome to ask questions. We will be as welcome and accommodating as we can. And I hope
Hayden,
that generosity is not met with suspicion.
A compromise. It can't leave your sight. That much is fine. Let's talk among ourselves. You may send 1,
Tell you
2,
what,
3 people to
take
watch.
Take the other dagger. It's mine, and whatever happened to her, I will always hold a great deal of love in my heart for who she once was. It's the same dagger, just one is cursed and one is not.
Hayden's gonna glance at Casadius, and does Casadius kind of have a bit of a concerned expression at all? Like, what kind of vibe does Hayden get off of Cass?
He's frowning at the way they're behaving now. Like he just doesn't trust the vibes they're currently giving off. Like it was they were so easy about asking for the dagger, and now they're just being so. Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Well, we're not planning on leaving. If my friends don't feel comfortable with giving it away right now, we'll not leave the village. We'll hold on to it and leave it with you when we leave.
Takes his hand off. I hope now that you've gone from happy tokens of the nights finally well rested to bringing us the originator of 20, 30 years pain, you understand why we are quite so fervent. Keep hold of it. To not let this continue. To not let our bond be weakened any further.
We will. Well, as I said, we won't depart the village without leaving it here. We're not leaving today, now. Surely that's fine. Aku is suddenly like suspicious now that he's seen like Hayden and Casadius like being adamant about like not leaving the dagger, and how Nima was like refusing to give it back. And he just kind of like grabs it, puts it back on his belt, and
So there's like 3 hands on it. Like there's Hayden's hand, Nima's hands over it. Are you gonna try and grab it?
I mean, not grab it. He's just gonna walk over to it and expectantly look for people to move out of the way.
Hayden tries to pull the dagger towards him so he can give it to
Nima's
Aku.
gonna try hold it.
Oh god.
Make a strength check.
Okay, wait. Calm down, everyone. Like,
Make a strength check, Hayden, anyway. We'll say this is like
Oh
happening
no,
while this
it's
strength.
a nat 1.
Nima, buddy.
Nima twists your hand in a slight way, and your hand goes numb, and you see him slide it closer towards him, as only his hand is now on it.
Hey, Nima,
DM,
buddy.
Sorry, just 1 second there. As a reaction spell, I'm gonna cast what's that motherfucker called? Silvery
Insidious
Barbs.
Okay, so rebound.
Silvery
Oh.
Barbs.
Is this a
It's
wisdom?
going-
saving-
Is it even a save? I think it just fucking happens. Yeah, it just fucking happens. So Nima now gets disadvantage on that roll, and
Okay.
Hayden gets advantage on it. And that's
Oh
a
wow!
subtle spell,
Nice.
costing 1.
Oh my god,
Sorcery
okay.
point.
Here's my +1 to strength. Let's go.
Let's go.
I rolled a 9.
You
It's
magically
very
destroy... No, Hayden doesn't get advantage. You. Oh, yo, sorry. I am. Wait, this spell is busted.
Yeah, I can cast it for 1 sorcery point. So I can probably
This is
cast it about
actually
9 times.
this is actually busted. Like I was like, oh no, it's you choose between these, which is completely fair, and it's not fair. This is bullshit. Fair
Can you
enough.
always cast that after seeing the results of a roll as well?
The results of a roll might be a bit unfair, but that's fine. I didn't give a huge amount of opportunity. So that's fine. So 11 is his highest roll.
Okay, yeah, I rolled 9, so I think he still beats me.
No, he's fine. He twists it like you don't go limp and kind of miss it. Like that doesn't happen because you didn't roll a 1. He kind of moves it, slides it closer to him, like almost like a slight tug of war as everyone turns to
Yeah.
Casadius as Casadius begins to speak.
Oh, well, okay, Nima, buddy. Aku had the knife right up until now. It's in the village. He's just gonna take it back for a little bit. Just he doesn't know how to express himself sometimes. The knife has some sentimental meaning to him. Maybe he just wants some time to, say goodbye to it. Hold it in his hand one last time, knowing it'll be with you when we leave. He just wants some time to say goodbye to his knife that he's had since he was a baby, the only thing he remembers from his childhood. Would you take that away from him? Would you be that cruel? Would you, Nima? Nima, come on. Can I roll a persuasion?
You can roll a persuasion.
That was
check, yeah.
amazing.
Thank you. He
Give
is
that boy
literally a smarmy
advantage.
car salesman. Oh, that's a low roll for me. It's a 23.
23. Some collateral. Some guarantee my people will not be plunged back into the darkness from which we have just clawed our way out of.
What is meaningful for your people? I can make any kind of promise that I will leave the dagger here by the time we leave.
A promise on whichever gods any of you believe.
I swear upon Sylvanus's name and everything within my being that worships Sylvanus that I will leave this dagger here once we remove ourselves from this village.
See him trace faint rune in the air, and Aku, you feel a slight quickening of your pulse as whatever promise you've made seems to bind you to some extent. And he lets go. And Aku, Hayden, you grab the dagger as it slides closer towards you.
Cool. As soon as he lets go of it and I slide it back, I hand it straight to Aku.
Well, let's not let tension spoil your joyful arrival. Thank you for your return and ending, hopefully, a poor, sour moment in our history.
I have a question before you. Has anyone ever had an experience in which they can't control their quarry spirit? Perhaps the quarry spirit moves their body or affects their mind to make decisions in any way? Is that something that your people are familiar with?
No. Quarry spirits is we choose to be bonded, and then their ever-present second mind, a figure behind our shoulders that we can communicate with, but I've never heard of one restricting the movement or thought. No, they are companions and guardians. They live in the forest up above, thankfully not down below.
Gusadius hears in his head slight static crackle and just goes, "A mind over your shoulder. How does that work for intimacy?"
Yeah. Cass just shudders a little bit, like both at the insinuation there and the fact it sounded like static. That's gotta be messed up.
Different strokes.
Where does you end and it start? That's weird.
Who's watching who?
Is this out loud or is this?
No, this is all over the. It's over the Wi-Fi.
Wait, are we all hearing this in the telepathic comms, or is it just you and Casadius?
This is a little Bluetooth hotspot thing.
Okay.
So please, go see the village, decide on this meaningless dagger's significance, and see the people you've helped and those you will abandon if you break your promise.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. What do we call you again?
Nima is fine.
Okay, Mr. Nima. Let's we're gonna go eat some lunch. So we'll see you in a little bit. Right, guys?
As you kind of leave, there's like, it's all eyes train on you. Specifically the dagger. Aku, as you kind of hold it again, you notice that everyone's eyes are on it. And there's like murmuring. Weirdly. Most of it curse words. As you leave to a very different atmosphere than the one you walked into.
Thanks for being reasonable, Nima. See you later. Bye.
And you stand outside this stone temple. the rest of the village surround around you. People happier, kids playing more joyfully, kicking kind of rocks and stones around. People out here, not aware of what's just transpired inside, still resonating that joy you felt when you arrived.
Hayden's gonna kind of smile and awkwardly wave at some people while meanwhile, like, kind of saying to the
And
group,
they
like,
kind of smiley way back.
we need to find somewhere to go talk, like, right now.
Yeah. Is the cave okay? Could we go to the cave?
Is that gonna break your little promise that you just made in there, Aku?
I mean, it's what, like several feet away, Jamie? Like not a few, like 20 minutes? I don't know,
That's
like-
up to your interpretation.
Wait.
About 3-4
little-
minutes walk from the village.
Little kids, you there, kiddos. Hey, buddies.
Hey.
Is there anywhere you guys go that's like a clubhouse or like a little place you guys hang out that's like private and away from like all the adults and stuff? Where like
Can
if we
you
wanted
just
to
ask
have like
children this?
a little like conversation between ourselves, or somewhere we could go to like have a private conversation. You know what I mean?
Those are some big words.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Do you guys have like a clubhouse or something?
Do you
just
have a
somewhere
secret
can hang out?
hangout? I want to see
Yeah.
the secret hangout.
Oh, what's the password?
Bottle caps.
Adults suck.
No.
Can I try an insight check to gauge this kid's like vibe?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know why. I thought that.
25, baby.
100% open to any form of bribery.
Okay. Hey. Oh my god, I've only got one thing. Cass pulls out the little bag that his mum.
No,
Do you
can't
guys like
give them
tea?
that. Oh no.
Do you guys like tea? Do you kids like tea? How old are these kids?
Solid 8 years old.
Yo, these kids are gonna be having another good night's sleep. It
Do you
looks
guys
like.
want to? You guys want to see what color feels like?
Kind of like they sniff it. Oh, that's how grandmama sleeps. That's her
Yeah.
sleeping powder.
Does your grandma need more of it?
No, she's got a lot,
Wait,
but
wait.
we've never tried it.
Oh, amazing! Would
Your-
you guys like to try some?
Your family use this?
Yeah, well, people needed to sleep. They all have the tea when they go to bed.
Everyone drinks the tea.
Some have other stuff. Some try to not, but most do. Also, or other.
Huh. Interesting.
Sure, I'll try it. I don't know, I sleep okay, but maybe this will help.
Well, if I give it to you, you have to, give us some information. So is there somewhere in the village that we could go where
I got
no one
a
would
place,
bother
and you
us?
kind of like see him kind of grab the bag. and
Okay, not the whole
immediately kind
bag. No, come here. And he like picks him up.
and immediately like
Yes.
dart off. Like, okay, follow me. It's fine.
Alright.
They kind of go away, and you see him kind of goes up to the top a little bit, and there's like a large rock up above one of kind of carved house, and he kind of rolls it to the side, and he reveals a small crack that probably can just about fit all of you like crunched in together. And there's some like sticks on the ground and some chalk that's been drawn, and some like clothes there. He's like, "There you go."
Okay, cool. Okay, hold out your hand. I'm gonna give you a safe amount of this. Cass is gonna measure the kid, and using his vague knowledge of the drugs, he's gonna
The drugs.
pinch a little bit, drop it in his hand, and be like, "That's for one. And if you want another one later, here's one."
He just
for
puts
another
it
one.
straight in his
Oh
mouth.
no! spit it out.
And you
spit it
see him
out.
go and nods at you.
I'm not a kid person. This is gonna go so bad. Oh no. Cass will keep the second bit he was gonna give him and just be like, you go lie down. Go have a nap. It'll feel
Okay.
great. Sleep it
And
off.
like, he
Go
like
on."
jaunts off, and you see him kind of jaunt, and then just
Oh
stop
my god.
about 20 feet away, and just look up at the sky, and just stands there.
Aku just looks so incredulously at Cass.
You
and
gave
just
this to my
hear it-
mom. You cannot judge me.
Your mother is a woman of considerable more age than a boy of.
Yeah, she's the same size as that kid. So like dose-wise, it's the same risk. It's fine.
Was
It's
that a
fine.
your mama so old joke?
Yeah, he just called. Hey, yo, he just called your mum old.
Yeah, well, she's kind of old.
Right. That aside, he like points at the child who's just like stoned AF.
He's having a great time. Just leave him.
We need to talk. Casadius, did you get the same vibe from as me in there? That guy.
As you kind of go in and put the rock back and on the side, and it's like cramped, and you're all kind of like this up against each other.
I pointed it out to you, right? Like
Yeah.
Did none of you pick up that him and Aku had like really similar?
He looked like a hot older version of Aku.
Yeah.
I mean, not
he
as hot.
Literally looks. The only thing in common we have is the color hair.
No.
His
Like the set of his hairline, his like cheekbones, his jaw,
the lips,
everything.
the eyes.
Yeah.
It's pretty uncanny.
Yeah.
Does Ascol say that after not noticing anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ask doesn't want to feel like he's like hasn't he's not in on it. You know what I mean? It's
I
like,
was playing along. I like it.
yeah, in fact, it was my idea. Yeah.
Now that we've pointed it out, Jamie, does anyone who rolled a lower perception get like an impression that actually maybe there was some similarity?
They can all roll again with a lower DC on your memory.
Come on, you've got to believe us. Two of us think this.
Was it insight? Was it?
Perception.
Yeah, you got a full.
But that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
You explicitly said that. I don't really know.
Well, if you lived in a village with a lot of people who like judged you every day and like gossiped, I mean, they can't really go anywhere. You wouldn't tell anyone if you'd done something you shouldn't have done, right? Like before marriage or whatever, if that's a thing they care about, which it sounds like they do.
Wait, so he just accused Aku's mother of...
Well, no, he said it himself. He said that...
Sorry, what were the rolls? Sorry, Aku, Zug, and Ascol. 13. Ascol?
Big 4, baby.
Ascol still doesn't see it, but
just
we'll
nodding
agree
along.
with the group. Zug, yeah.
It was like a mirror.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still don't understand the logic.
I am not trying to be, say anything. I'm not. I mean, doesn't everyone in this village kind of look vaguely alike? It's not something I.
Okay, look, I spent a lot of time looking at your face, okay, and I think I would recognize if someone was like related to you. And
he's got a point.
Look, all right.
I've seen him looking at your face like 18/7, like 18 hours of the day,
Okay,
just all the time he's awake.
Right, okay. Focus, okay? Look, this guy has said that it's against their society to sleep together before marriage, and then his betrothed gets pregnant, supposedly with a stranger, yet the last time I, studied, the birds and the bees, you don't somehow get your features from someone who you were betrothed to. Their mom was like, he clearly banged your mom and then ousted her when she got pregnant and then was like, oh, she slept with someone else. Like, what the fuck? And then she ends up dead on an altar. Like, did she actually do that, or did he like kill her? I'm sorry, I've just accused that man of being your dad and also maybe killing your mom.
Well, maybe the altar
was
a bit of a push, but I think it sounds like maybe they got off to something they shouldn't have got up to, and you know how it goes.
Does this seem reasonable? Like, how old is Nima, and I mean, is now that I'm thinking of it, does it seem?
So you don't remember your mom, the objects of your birth, and things line up that might well be your mom. Ages line up, roughly. There's not here's the thing. This story is probably true in the sense that that happened. He was betrothed to your mom. Your mom did that, was pregnant and then left. But whether or not, what's up for discussion is whether or not he's your father, rather than somebody else. Ages obviously line up. It's plausible in your head. It's just, what is the truth? And I mean, you've got 3 of your close friends arguing that you have similar features to this person.
Okay, so he's my birth father. I mean, why would he not say anything? I mean,
Well, because it supposedly, if he had done the deed before marriage, then he ousted his future wife because of a mistake that he made instead of taking care of her. Like, I don't know. That's fucked up. Of course he's gonna lie about it. Like, you guys look really similar, and the story just lines up really weirdly. Like,
I mean, okay, maybe he is. I mean, he hasn't said anything to me since, like, I don't know what to do with that information. I mean, they've told us about Kaifon. There's no reason if they don't want us to stay, to stay.
well, just if your mother died to create this curse or whatever it is on this dagger, should we not try to learn more about what that is before we just hand it over? What if it's protecting you just as much as it's gonna break the curse on them, and we've just given it? And I don't know, it just seems really sudden. Like, why are we just handing it over with no questions asked and nothing in return? Like, we came here to get information, and they're basically like, well, he wasn't here, and then we're just gonna give them something that you've had all your life and then just leave. It's just...
Yeah, you're right. Should we talk to Nima in private
Or
with just
you're
us?
walking around with the next one of Walkers, and we have no idea.
Yeah, that was
As
the other thing I was thinking about.
as Zug mentions that, you've probably been kind of immune to it, each of you, just because of how long you've been around Ascor. But all of a sudden, after there's a slight silence after what Zug says, you each get this really intense sense of vertigo sort of emanating from Ascor. You just feel like in your peripheral vision, all of a sudden, even though you can see visibly Ascor off to your side is the same height as he normally is, like 5'10" or whatever, all of a sudden, this peripheral vision, you just sense him as like 40 meters high, like a 20-story building or something. And you get this kind of slight sense to duck your head, not in deference or anything like that, but just as if you were trying to sort of walk underneath something, that like walk underneath a low bridge or like a beam or something like that. You get a sense to do that. And as that happens, Ascor just goes, I didn't say anything.
Aku just like ducks his head suddenly.
What just happened?
Fuck if I know.
What do you mean?
You just did a thing. Are you okay?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Go on. Zug raised a good point.
I did. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. What if it's another cursed item? Then we just want to get rid of it.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, Zug. I was worried about that as well. Like,
I do need to point out, just because it's only relevant, that yes, Nima is hot.
thank you. I asked you that question like a half hour ago.
I mean, you said
Dude.
older Aku, so my brain was like, well, of course he's hot.
Yeah.
Dude, that's potentially my father. You can't say that shit.
Look, okay.
Look,
Oh, I
You can't say
can.
that about Daddy. What the hell?
I need to know what I'm getting myself involved with.
Please continue with the serious roleplay.
Serious roleplay. Let's not get distracted by
Aku's hot dad.
Aku.
By them titties.
I don't understand. If my mother had cursed this dagger,
Mhm.
why would the curse be taking effect thousands of miles? Do you see what I mean? Like, if it was his dagger that was cursed and my dagger was the one to resolve that curse, it would make sense. But in theory, shouldn't I have been the one that wasn't able to sleep and going slowly insane or whatever he claimed?
Well, that's why I was thinking is like, what if the dagger's actually protecting you from not being able to sleep? And because I would assume your mom loved you and wanted to keep you safe, right? What if the reason why the thing is stopped is not because they're cursed, but because your item is blessed and it's helping you?
My theory is, and look, I don't know how to say this, but maybe your mother was killed. Maybe she was sacrificed. And maybe this dagger, your dagger, was the weapon to do it. And maybe that's why it's in some way desecrated, consecrated, for some power in it that means you haven't been affected. I mean, either what Hayden said or I said. Similar sides of a coin, I suppose.
I would like to cast Detect Magic on the dagger.
Yeah. So throughout the multiple times, all of you on your journey casted detect magic around each other. Various magical items have flayed up. There is no magic on this dagger whatsoever.
If there
Well-
was like a curse or like, I don't know, something,
There was a curse
some
or there was
voodoo
something.
shit,
You've seen cursed items. It would show.
So, and is the dagger cursed?
no, there's literally no magic on this. I mean, I would have. Was that you, DM?
Sorry. Yeah. A hiccup.
The
Leave me
hiccup.
alone.
Really like
Oh my god.
intense reaction.
This is a very good.
The
like,
roleplay so cringe. Ugh.
Well, let's
Tim
go back
holding
to
back
the.
laughter.
Wait, did we see Nima take the other dagger with him, or did he leave it in the temple?
He took the other dagger, yeah.
Well, why don't we go and find Nima? Someone can detect magic on that, and that will give us an idea, and at least we can talk to him. I mean, maybe he's not willing to share some details with us in front of everyone, like you said, Hayden, but maybe he'll talk to us when it's just
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can insinuate that we know the truth. So if he's being dodgy about not wanting to talk to us alone, because he won't want us to spill that secret.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back.
I guess we're gonna remove ourselves. Just like, Aku's just gonna like stoop under the little doorway of whatever this thing is, and his shoulders are just gonna like fucking crack the twigs and whatever are keeping it up, and just like boulder through this thing.
Is the kid still having a trip outside? Jamie?
It's
Have I
still standing there,
absolutely
gazing
just-
up at the sky.
Oh,
You see it, he
okay.
kind of
Oh,
was like dribbling, like,
Oh, shit.
Okay, buddy. Do we know which house he belongs to, or are we just gonna
Nope.
leave him here?
I think we should just leave him, honestly.
It'll be
Kids just
fine.
want shit all the time.
Cass is gonna put
You
his
can't
water
poison.
flask in the kid's like limp hand, and he'll need this when he wakes up.
Come on, somebody, Aku, you can't just do this to a kid.
I think he's fine. Let's move on.
Yes.
You've not got a little spell or something that could just.
I mean, in our defense, I didn't tell him to eat the whole dose, you know.
He'll be fine after a snack and a sleep. Let's move on.
Oh, he's gonna really want a snack after this. You're right.
Aiden will take a ration out of his bag and leave it next to the kid as well.
Aku is, I guess, going to approach like the closest adult, not child, and ask where Nima is.
He's in the temple making offerings. I can take you there if you'd like.
Please.
Yeah, and kind of motions for you to follow. And you come in, and there are still same building you were in previously. There are still kind of people here. It's been like filtering out slightly, but as you turn, there's kind of hush and a silence as you walk through, and somebody directs you towards the room kind of behind the altar, and you go in, and there's someone there, Nima, at a desk writing, kind of scrolls held up high, and as he looks over, goes, come to return it, I hope. Please come in. Shut the door. Stepping in, and he stands up and turns to you, and you see the dagger on his hilt, chest, kind of robes off, kind of wearing very heavy set glyphed robes, and face now fully revealed, very obvious to those of you who noticed, even those of you who perhaps didn't, slightly bearded, but similar features, even though from obviously a similar clan, but it's difficult to miss now it's been pointed out to you all. Yes, what can I do for you? Please, if you're handed to hand it quickly, if you don't mind.
Can we have a word with you privately?
We are private.
Okay. Kind of glances at Casadius. And glances at Aku.
What relationship did you have with my mother? I mean, we can all see here plainly that you weren't telling the truth earlier.
I don't understand what you mean. I told the truth. I loved Sangi up until the moment that she disgraced us both.
Insight check.
Go for it.
15.
Seems to be telling the truth. Or inscrutable.
You... Who... Man. Casadius, say something.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Look, have you not noticed that you and Aku look really similar to each other? Has that not occurred to you, like, at all in the whole time?
Really, he's part of our clan.
But he doesn't look like anybody else we've seen.
Yeah, like, he specifically looks like you.
Does that matter?
Well, yeah, because that insinuates that, you know, some genetics have been exchanged here, which, according to your story, is naturally possible. We're asking if you fucked around with his mom before, like, your big breakup.
I'm not here to listen to these accusations.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm asking you a question. Did you fuck around with, you know, did you guys, like, fool around a little bit before you were supposed to?
Oh,
did you?
Between us, that harlot was around with everybody.
Oh.
Damn.
Do you have, like,
So you
a
did.
twin brother or something?
No. He's saying she was around with everyone. So the insinuation there is that you did, right?
I mean, if you're not willing to talk to us about it, I'm sure we could
I think he is.
bring attention to this with all of the members of your community and see what they have to say about it. I'm sure there's someone that would have known more information, and looking at me and looking at you, some conclusions could be drawn.
Not sure why you're threatening me, and with what?
Yeah, why are we threatening him?
But we just want a straight answer here. Like, you guys look alike, and you're telling me that, if she had a reputation like that, you probably know firsthand, right? Like, why else would you think she was like that? Which is perfectly fine to be, by the way. If she wants to do whatever she wants to do, that's fine.
Yeah, we're from the city. We don't judge.
Yeah.
I've seen far worse.
Look,
Oh yeah.
I don't need all of you here causing trouble.
We're not here to cause trouble.
You
Why are you
clearly
so
are.
sure? Why are you so sure Aku wasn't yours then, or the kid she had?
I
at the
don't
time
care
wasn't
if he
yours?
is.
Yeah, but so you're not sure.
I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, she has brought shame upon us. She has brought a curse down upon us and has been the reason for mine and my people's suffering
Okay,
for
but was the
years now.
curse
We don't need a reminder of that harlot walking around our village.
was the curse before or after the baby? Was that something that came after?
After.
Okay, so your assumption about the curse.
We could
is that
interpret it
just-
as the dagger, or we could interpret it as this person standing before me. I was kind and interpreted it as the dagger, and I hope I'm correct.
That is quite nice of him, actually.
Yeah, but
Well-
if there's a chance that you're the dad, then surely there's a chance that you're the origin of the curse.
I cursed nobody.
You
My
cast
dying
out your
breath cursed
you
nothing.
cursed her by kicking her out and accusing her of
Deservedly.
what for
But
getting
if she was
pregnant?
pregnant with your son, then that's just
Doesn't
as much
matter.
your
She
problem as
deserves-
hers.
Yeah, you both could, like, if you did anything, you
Takes
both
two to
consented, or I
tango.
hope
She
so.
brought shame, and she deserved all that happened to her.
How did she bring shame? She got pregnant and possibly with your child, so I really don't understand. You're gonna have to explain this a little bit clearer to us.
I failed to see what's difficult.
She got pregnant. That's a two-way street, buddy. Why wasn't the dad accused of, bringing shame to the village?
Because it was clearly not mine. I would never do something like that.
Oh, wouldn't you? I mean, you didn't
No, I
actually say
wouldn't.
no. You haven't said no so far, really. Look at him.
It doesn't matter.
Look at him.
I'm looking at potentially the cause of my people's suffering.
But if that cause was me, then why is the curse lifted upon returning to the village?
As the daggers have been reunited, in my infinite wisdom, I have decreed it thus, and
Okay,
I
buddy.
suggest that you take that boon.
Buddy. This is your fuck up, isn't it?
It's not.
In casting her out, you
my
caused the
fuck up.
curse, and you're trying to get Aku's dagger back thinking it'll fix it, but actually, this is all your fault, right?
I don't see how
Come on, it's just between us.
Her
We're not local.
getting
It's fine.
pregnant in this disgusting fashion is my fault.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, go for it.
This guy didn't pass like grade 1 biology, did he?
That's a 16.
16. I mean, what are you looking for?
He's looking for any sign that this guy is lying, like lying to himself, like beginning to doubt his own argument, like just
I mean,
yeah, like basically
Twisting,
Cass is adamant this
lying-
guy
yeah,
is
like
the
no, like
reason that-
twisting, lying, self-preservation.
He specifically, when he mentions the possibility that it could be Nima's kid, is there any doubt in Nima's face?
Nima is doubting whether or not it's his, but you also sense underneath that it doesn't matter to him anymore.
Okay, what I think is this. You and your betrothed messed around a little bit before you were socially supposed to, which again, bullshit, but sure. She got pregnant, came to you, told you what was going on. You told everyone it was someone else's kid. That got her kicked out, brought shame to the village, caused the curse probably based on all this stuff that's going on. Your fault. You're now trying to fix it because she died. You think you can fix your own problem, but you need to be
Every
honest
whore
about
who gets
this.
cast out of every village calls a curse.
Hold up a
When
second.
it's done in a way where you're lying about it and you end up causing her death.
I'm not lying.
I mean, you don't seem 100% sure to me that
That's
this isn't your
great.
kid.
You have no idea who I am. You have no judgment on the history of my people or me. To walk into our village and make these accusations is vile.
Well, I am what I am, and he just like sticks out his little fork tongue.
Look, let me just say something here. Like,
I
this
think you've all said quite enough.
this dagger isn't
Don't you
magical in
think?
any way. So if you think it's gonna solve your problems by it suddenly returning, I think you're gonna find that you're gonna have the exact same problems
Then
once you walk out
hand
of
it
here.
over.
Looks to Aku. It's your call.
Aku, you hear in your head slight static crackle. You could cast that spell. Find out what his dagger is up to. Maybe they are magical in one another's presence.
Aku cast Detect Magic without being noticed.
The talisman he's wearing is magical. Neither of the daggers are magical.
Aku's not wearing a talisman, is he?
No.
But I don't mean, I
sorry.
meant is Aku is also not wearing a talisman, is he?
No.
Okay.
Oh man. Does the talisman like seem like what does it look like? Does it seem to have any significance? Is it
It's
small
evocation
amount of
magic. It's evocation magic. It's not abjuration, which you know is a school of protection. It seems to. You're not sure what it does, but it's magical in the sense that it would summon or create energy in some way.
School of Blasting.
Look, most of the people out there only know the legend. What happened? I knew her. I knew what she did. I knew how manipulative she was. I knew how much she lied to me and everybody else. And I knew how much she fucked around. So maybe you, he looks at you disdainfully, Aku, are my child. Maybe you're not. It doesn't matter.
We're not really here to.
You are my child. You're nothing to me. We don't know each other. None of you are.
We're not really here to threaten you.
That seems
We're
damn
just-
funny way of going about it.
We're just trying to understand the situation and what we would be leaving here if we left the dagger. I mean, even if there's a chance that we're of the same blood, surely that has some
The blood of
significance.
the covenant is thicker than the water than the womb. You chose your family when you never came back.
I never knew that I had a family.
Then how are you here?
Because I only found out that I was Kalashtar 6 months ago.
And I meant to believe that. Why?
For what reason would I have to lie?
How many other people have spirits born within them? How many spirits don't know their origin? Did your quarry spirit tell you nothing? You said you were able to communicate earlier. Did he not know? You are bonded, correct?
Well, yes, but
Then they should know the history of us, who we are, our fight. All quarry spirits can talk to each other. Whenever available.
Lanharath never told me anything about the Kalashtar in general. It was only
Then you're
Sylvanas.
weirder than... And maybe you're even not one of us. Or maybe this curse affects you most of all, which is why I hope it's over for you as well.
He takes a while to, like, absorb all of this information, and I mean, I'm getting a pretty big impression that this guy wants nothing to do with us, so Akira's gonna, like, turn around and look to the rest of the people and not communicate with Nima anymore and say, you know, seeing as these daggers aren't magical and we have our information about Kaifon, maybe we should leave for now. I have no interest in staying here any longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna get any information here.
You just leave me a few minutes with Nima.
Sure.
I have a question.
Okay. Hayden kind of gives Zach a bit of a look, kind of like a, are you sure? Kind of squint.
Yeah, he just like shrugs and nods.
Alright. We'll step outside.
On his way out, you hear in your ears just a slight little crackle, and you from that can tell that you're probably linked to Askel psychically.
Wait, say that again? Sorry, I didn't hear that last bit.
You can probably tell from your experience that means Askel is linked with you psychically as he's left.
Okay. Yeah. Aku is gonna walk up to his father and say something very quietly to him. And I will DM you, Jamie.
Okay, the rest of you leave, and after some time, Aku rejoins you, daggerless, outside. Where do you guys say or talk about?
You okay?
I'm fine. He, well, disappointing to say the least, but if that dagger meant that much to him, he can have it, and if we have any problems, we'll be walking down, I assume, to return. So if there are any issues, I'll let you know, and we can return.
DM, can I make an investigation check on Aku and DM you what my question is?
Yeah.
Ooh, secrets. Or we could all go on deafen and you can ask him out loud if you want.
Yeah, that might be good for the people.
Okay, alright. Everyone deafen.
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
What are you rolling for?
I was going to roll investigation to check if Aku, if Aku's like grazed either of his knuckles. Or
Yeah,
there's,
there's blood anywhere on
him.
Aku. Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay, perception. Then let's do that. Cool. So that is it's a 12.
No.
All right then. Thank you.
Alright, we're back. Does Hannah know to come back? Okay, good. Alright, does Ascor react at all after his insight check, or do we notice anything?
You wouldn't notice anything, no.
Cool.
Cass glances at Aku and sort of gives him a once over and then sort of glances uncomfortably away, and you just hear him like click his tongue under his breath a little bit.
Bro, why?
He just looks a bit concerned.
Have I offended you, Casadius?
No, just Cass will like reach into his like pack and he'll toss Aku a cloth. Nail beds, buddy. Also a little bit here.
What?
Imperceptibly
What?
to the rest of you. But Aku maybe realizes somebody else knows what's just happened other than him. However, rest of you don't see what Kaz is talking about.
So your dad, he's a bit of a dick, no?
Well, seems to run in the family.
Zug just kind of scoffs. Oh, I guess so. But not really.
You're a different kind of dick. A dick that we actually like. That sounded weird. You know what I meant. Should we leave? I feel like maybe we should
He
leave.
likes dicks.
Shut
He
up.
says he kind of walks forwards.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we have what we need, right? Like, if Aku doesn't want to stay, then
Yeah, I guess so.
Wait, if Aku doesn't want to stay?
yeah, I mean, he's did not want to have anything to do with that. So,
Oh. Hey, Lanhrath.
no, as in I'm talking as Sai.
Oh.
Hey,
I was
Lanhrath,
like,
how's it going?
wait, he's talking in third person now. It must be
how are you doing,
Lanhrath.
Don't
Having a good
confuse
day.
me. I'm so confused already.
Now there's three
Whoa,
of
like,
them. It's like Moon Knight all over again.
there's actually 5, and you just have no idea when they've been
Oh,
switching.
Fuck, we've not met the other
Jake
ones yet.
Loxley has no idea how troubled he is.
I mean, I was hoping we would get like some more information about what's happening with just the switching, but it sounds like that's not what the other Kalashtar experience. If
Well,
we believe what like I said, but
it seems I didn't get any answers that I was looking for, especially the ones that I wasn't looking for. But from what Nima said, assuming that he was telling the truth around his people, their bonds have been weakened for 30 or so years, and they have never seen a quarry spirit materialize in that way or control their minds or their bodies, and I don't know if there's much else they can tell us.
Yeah. What if yeah, I feel like we're not going to get any more information here, but was one thing I was thinking. He mentioned how quarry spirits are meant to know the history of their people, and he said that maybe you're not part of this particular circle of Kalashtar and quarry, but maybe yours came from somewhere else. You said that.
You're right. I wasn't bonded in the traditional ceremony that they have when they were talking about their children, which means that, going from my memory, I was bonded for as long as I could remember. I mean, perhaps...
So how did you get bonded in the first place, then?
Well, I mean, the only place I would know to look is the Savalirwood, but I don't know if that would have any answers.
Well, we're here.
Okay.
We might as well go look, right?
Hear me out, and this is going to sound a little crazy, but surely we should go to the place where your mom died.
Okay.
Can't be far from here.
Why?
I don't know. Just an idea that came to my head.
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, let's just return to, like, a place of trauma and murder. Yeah, no big deals, that cool.
Well, hold on. I think maybe Zug's got a point. Like, I know it's not a pleasant place, but it was an important part of your history, and maybe you can commune with Sylvanas there and get some answers.
I was just thinking, let's apparently where this curse started, according to your dickhead dad.
Well, okay. If we
I mean,
go
obviously, if we don't
down,
want to go, we don't have to go. We can just go.
no, it doesn't matter to me. We can go and have a look, and if we find more answers, we're only a hour, 2 hour walk away from the village if we need to return.
Yeah.
I'm just not especially keen to continue talking with the people here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, they're strange, right?
They are definitely strange, yes.
Yeah.
Kind of dicks. No, I mean, they're not. Alright. Well. I just don't want to sound like I'm painting you all with the same brush.
So,
Oh, yeah. Go on,
just
Dean.
aware of the time. If the group has made the decision to travel into the Savalirwood to find the altar of Sylvanus, where allegedly Aku's mother was found murdered, dead, killed, whatever the above is possible. I think perhaps that is the mystery we will leave for next week. And obviously, may or may not be able to play next week, still confirming. But perhaps the return of Cludicus as Barnes, predated as well. But I know that obviously Barnes is a little bit away at the moment, so we'll talk about it. But
Pop back
we
into
will see.
existence right next to us.
No, we'll see what happens, if there's any more to be gained from the Kalashtar village, if there's any more information you need, and if there's any more of what happened to Aku that is pertinent to Ghost, as well as the odd bond between him and Lanharaf that can be discovered next week. All right, guys. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. And Clued, I hope you're having a wonderful time, and we'll see you next week.
Yay!
Au revoir.
Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you join our Discord if you haven't already, and also follow us on Hive and Tumblr at D&D Boyband. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.